say it now, you're good.
Hog.
Damn it. We are
Cheats and
good
pizza.
on YouTube.
Let's get wrong. Right into the
Pizza
news.
pizza. Oh, mama.
I'm back.
Excellent.
You weren't missed.
Our thousands of viewers were awaiting you.
I'm
With
on
bated
banana
breaths.
bread.
You have banana bread? Banana bread and wine? That's very pog.
I made coffee too.
Oh
Once I
my
finish the
god, what is wrong with this guy? Should mix the coffee and wine.
Oh yeah.
See how it goes.
I'm shocked that your mother is sending you to the lines with good conscience.
I hate you. Okay.
Alright, this is Tragedy of War, Drinking Edition, Session 32.
Like, why'd you hit him with "I hate you"?
Like you got enough to share, or am I gonna have to ask your mom for some myself?
Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Hey!
Canada's is in direct contact with all of our mothers.
Matt will be here at 8:50.
What can I say, Harry?
Okay.
At 8:15?
8:50. 50.
Oh,
So 20 minutes-ish.
Stop biting my toes.
less pog.
Okay.
Less pog.
This is session 32 of Tragedy of War.
Mother of God.
And I realized that I didn't say last time on Tragedy of War at the beginning of last session, so I'm gonna have to
What?
make up for it this time.
I would have slapped the shit out of you, Harry.
Last time on Tragedy of War. Last time on Tragedy of War. The session began with the faithful few confronting a detachment of Defender guards in the Athenium Library in Safeguard. The leader of the guard detachment, a Goliath, who later introduced himself as Captain Gonath, accused the party of being changelings. Captain Zorn convinced him otherwise by channeling the faith of Aewa as proof that they were his allies. Begrudgingly, Captain Gonath and his soldiers escorted the party to meet with the Seraph Vendeus in the White Palace to give their report on their many escapades in Gale. Along the way, in the Great Hall of the White Palace, the party ran into Jorma of the Utale. Jorma seemed to take issue with Captain Gonath and Captain Zorn. He called Captain Gonath a traitor to the Utale people, and he stood defiantly against the ideals of Captain Zorn. Brelikk stepped forward to greet his former ally. They spoke of each other's chosen paths and how the opposing path would never bring about any real change. Understandably, both of them remained steadfast in their choices, each of them having to believe that their cause was truer than the other. Captain Gonath led the party out onto a garden terrace where they would meet Seraphindeus. Captain Zorn delivered his report, and including the assassination of the Prophet and the unfortunate news of Lord Akko rejoining the everlasting conflict for the side of Forlorn. Oh, goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Cannon, mute.
Alright, I'm
See,
gonna...
okay.
That,
Oh,
Fuck
is
you,
it better
Cannon.
now?
Fuck you.
Yeah, you.
What's
No,
wrong
like I
with
can
Mike?
hear it. I don't know.
What
What
the
was that?
fuck is that?
What's
you
wrong with
blowing
your
your
mic?
horn? What the fuck was that?
we'll cut that out
It
of the
might-
VOD.
Oh, thank you.
No, leave it
Mike's
in.
been doing this lately. I don't know what's up.
I haven't been.
Harry, you got a nice
No.
lager there?
His mic has
do.
been, not you, Mike.
Is that what you wanted to
Very
ask me,
nice.
Cannon?
It is.
Is that what you
Alright.
wanted to get his attention? So
Alright.
I actually don't know. No, I was gonna say not Poggers about them joining Forlorn.
Yeah.
It's like it's partially unplugged or something like that. I don't know what.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So
Where's it plugged
sounded
into?
like a
Like
phone
a
vibrating.
controller or like what?
I'll show you when I turn on my video.
So Seraph Vendeus, a very bitter Azamar who's been alive way too long,
Mother of God.
went on a tirade about all of the unfortunate circumstances surrounding the Kingdom of Safeguard. The Consulate of Peace was apparently bombed. You hadn't even heard about this. Destiny fell out of the sky. There's Necronimbus storms on the eastern border in the
Sounds like Safeguard's falling apart.
Utale lands. There's a war against Undeath and Forlorn on the western border, and then there's infighting on the northern border with all the podunks. And the Prophet dumped all of his refugees on Safeguard, then got assassinated. So,
Yep. Imagine.
with his back up against the wall, Seraph Vendeus asked Captain Gonath to reinstate the fourth draft. Then he tasked Captain Zorn and the Faithful Few with traveling across the northern border to Heritage and convincing Chief Maladar to rejoin the war on the side of Safeguard. So basically, almost exactly what he had asked Captain Zorn to do in Gale, but hopefully with a different result this time.
What's his name? Oh, ask Meladar for
Yeah.
assistance,
Yeah,
or basically to join the war.
yeah.
What about our whole quest to kind of dethrone that guy?
Right.
How's that? Yeah. So are we kind of at an impasse with this one, or
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
my
Guess we'll
thought
see.
process is we just kill him, and then
Raw.
we can take over a Safeguard or a Heritage.
we could just own Heritage, guys?
So the
It's
session
free real estate.
The session ended with the party leaving Seraph Vendeus and all of his troubles and in the White Palace, following Captain Gonath to the Church of Aewa for supplies on their journey. Because it seemed like apparently the church is a source of supplies somehow for, according to Captain Gonath and the Seraph. So now you're here. You
Raw.
were outside of the church, and then you entered the church, and everyone was praying. It was like a moment of humming and people singing Kumbaya together with their hands joined together, all in like these circular formations. They were standing there with their heads bowed, and it was like you were the only ones who were not involved in this, so you were kind of just observers to this moment. And it was a very familiar moment to Rolland, as he would have
Watchers.
remembered these moments, many moments throughout his childhood, and through his upbringing, being a proud devout to the Church of Aewa. And
You know me.
as you were stepping through the crowd of people and they were finishing their prayers, they were hugging each other and they were consoling each other because, it's been a pretty messed up day for a lot of them, probably, with the Prophet getting headshot in the middle of town. There's some Vidalkin in there, there's some Asmar in there, like, it's a pretty mixed bag, even some half-orcs. And just generally, you imagine that there's a lot to pray about here in these times with Safeguard, and it seems pretty hard on them, but despite all that, they are finding comfort in this kumbaya together. Rolland, you're stepping through this mob of people, and one one Azamar woman emerges from the crowd and quickly moving to approach you and the rest of the party. And
I'm in the bathroom right now.
okay.
No, because my character is putting on the bandages. And 'cause
Oh,
this is-
you mean in character? You're in the bathroom.
In
Okay,
character.
in a video game. In a video game. Okay.
I'm just sitting here shitting.
Shitting.
So let's switch this music out.
Will,
Yeah.
you see my camera?
Uh-huh.
Did it?
How's it? How does it get unplugged so easily?
You know, it falls out just like a little bit.
Oh.
Get fucked.
It's just like
Get some tape on that bitch.
it tooted.
Every time when I fix it, I literally just go like tap and I just tap it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. My god, that was the loudest I've ever heard.
Yeah,
It
that
sounded
was-
like you.
It
That was
sounded
a
like
new-
it sounded like a tornado alarm.
You'll have to
was
go back
going
and
off.
listen to the VOD canon. That was a new level.
Of course.
Yeah,
I
It
thought
was
you
really
like.
all
left-
going, cannon.
yeah, we were all just. I was panicking. I was gonna server.
I was like, calm down. I know I just got here, but you don't have to be that excited. Like,
From my perspective, Cannon, for some reason, from my end, I'm like, oh, Cannon can't hear us because his mic's making a loud noise, so he obviously can't hear us, so we have to say it louder.
Yeah,
When you don't even hear it on your end.
I thought the same. I thought it sounded like a phone vibrating, like on a hard table right next to the mic.
All I know is it was loud.
I'm gonna grab a small bowl of fried rice.
oh, Parker, yo.
I'm gonna grab a small bowl of weed. Oh. Puffing it. So you like being here in the church, holding hands like the scene out of The Grinch?
The what?
You ever seen The Grinch?
Yeah, Mike.
The green guy
The Christmas movie? Yeah, have you seen it?
with Santa?
Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
With Jim Carrey?
The cartoon or the movie. It doesn't matter. Have you seen it?
I think I've seen parts of the one with Jim Carrey. I probably
Alright.
watched the highlights.
Never mind. There's a scene in that movie where they're all standing under the Christmas tree after the Grinch steals everything. And then they're holding hands and singing a song, and that's what this reminds me of.
Oh,
Or
and
is
then
this-
the Grinch steals Christmas.
He already stole Christmas. This is when he brings everything back.
Yeah.
Mike, I fucking.
It's the true meaning of Christmas is
You mean the
The
one with
people.
Because
Santa?
it's not about boxes, Mike.
The
or-
true meaning of
or
Christmas. is
prices
the
or
gifts.
tags.
That's what I got out of that movie.
please recite the whole book.
Axes.
Will.
That's all I remember from that
Damn.
part.
That was Dr. Seuss, right?
No.
Oh. Oh no, he did Green Eggs and Ham.
Thank
That's the
you.
one.
Oh.
It couldn't be the same.
Oh, don't
person.
forget one fish,
That's
two
the
fish.
one.
Red fish.
Red fish, blue fish.
fish.
Amen, brother.
No, that's Young Gravy.
Yep.
Red fish, two fish.
You're right.
red fish,
Yeah,
blue
right,
fish.
Young Grady did make that one up, I think.
Harry, what's the name of the guy that we're trying to deal with in Heritage again?
Alan.
Malodar.
Okay,
That was
just
close.
double check.
The false chief.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Alan.
You gotta remember their subtitles. Maladar, the
Mhm.
false chief.
Alan.
Yeah.
He doesn't go by that.
The evil.
He's gonna get a
Everyone
character
knows
card when
about
he enters the scene. It's gonna like slow mo on him, and then his title's gonna fly in.
Or that's
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say
boss
Malodar.
bar.
That'd be pretty dope.
What it says about the boss bar.
Like, I want it like the Elden Ring shit where it's like Maladar and then the false chief. Effects.
So, you're all in the Church of Aewa. Azamar woman emerges from the crowd, and she runs straight toward Rolland, and her face is a mixture of so many different emotions. Rolland, you recognize Eastry,
Your wife. Oh, fuck.
your caretaker
Mm-mm.
and
Yeah.
de facto foster mother, essentially. But unlike yourself, she literally doesn't look like she's aged a day since you left the church so many years ago.
Yes, the odd properties of the ASMR.
And she runs over and she gives you a
Oh no.
big hug.
Oh,
Do you just
Equals,
stand there
shut
stark, or what do you do? Do you resist?
No, I was sort of like
She's
surprised, like
she's
oh,
buried her face in your shoulder and just
yeah, I'll go kind of like arms
squeezing
like
you to
up,
death.
like I make like the space for her, and then sort of like don't reciprocate, and then like I'll just kind of like slowly like one arm pat
Yeah.
on the back. Yes, I'm home.
It is so very good to see you again, Rolly. It's been so long.
You
oh,
really don't need to call me that.
Rolly.
Aw.
I know I shouldn't anymore. Force of habit, I suppose.
All right.
And for everyone else,
I'm glad to see you're doing well. Handling the influx.
it is a dark day here in Safeguard, but we are managing through the faith of Aewa. And she pulls away from the hug, wiping her eyes. For people watching this who, aren't Rolland, it is potentially heartwarming or it is potentially awkward, depending on who you are. And she kind of looks to Rolland, and her, very, very happy face turns, quizzical. And she's like, but why have you returned, Rolland? And she looks at the rest of the party, and you don't look as though you've just come to visit.
Sorry about that.
You don't look as though you've just come to visit, Rolland.
Well, in a sense I have. It was to re-coordinate with the Seraph. Our plans have changed.
I forget how
Gale.
important you are these days. Speaking,
Yes.
reporting directly to the Seraph is just... It's everything I would have hoped for you.
Yes, well, it only means something if we're still around tomorrow. This war's... Many are losing hope. Just hoping we can turn it around.
Hope is all we can do. Most certainly. You haven't lost your gravitas, Rolland. You certainly know how to bring the mood down.
Damn.
Roland just gives a slight smile and says, yes, I suppose it'd take more than a few sad turns to ruin your mood. One of your best traits.
I try to keep it upbeat. But you're speaking with the Seraph. What is it? Are you here on business, then?
Yes, I won't be staying around for long. Sorry, how rude of me. These are some of my companions for now. They're going to help us take back the front on Heritage.
Oh. You're headed on a journey, then?
I assume at dawn tomorrow, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we can gather anything and everything you'll need, Rolland. If you're leaving at dawn tomorrow, then that'll be more than enough time. Yes,
Yes, let's take care of business, and then maybe you and I can catch up afterwards.
yes, well, if you're leaving at dawn, we have plenty of beds downstairs. More than enough for you and your friends.
Thank you. You've always been more than hospitable.
Any friend of Roland's is a friend of the church's. Your visit
How
is
old
in
is this
no
person?
way an inconvenience.
Are they talking in the middle of where everyone is?
Yeah, they're in front of you, basically.
I'm assuming like the group prayer is over and there's other people mingling as well.
Yeah, people have dispersed in the
It's-
nave around the church, and they're
It's not like our conversation's echoing to the entire room.
yeah.
I say, how I forgot to ask the Seraph. He was, well, fairly distraught. It seemed the wrong time to ask, but this new captain, the Goliath,
Oh,
how long has he been around? When did this, do you know when he was stated?
Captain Gonath, you mean?
Yes, I always forget his name.
Racist against the Utale people, huh?
I'm simply in character.
I am simply racist.
Well, I don't know much about that, but you're right, he is new. He never gives us any notice when he sends people for supplies, something Captain Marvek was certainly much better about.
That's my next question. And what of Captain Mavic? I talked to him right before I left last time. Everything he seemed fine.
Yes, he seemed fine to me too. I wasn't able to ever see him, but I was not as close to him as you and he were. But
Did he? I just kind of looked pointedly. Yeah.
An illness befell him, is what I am told, and he passed. And when my priests attempted to bring him back, the illness did not go away, and none of our other restorative practices were effective in ridding him of it.
Rolland just looks pensive for a moment and he says, I see. Sure you did everything you could.
Yes, well, as I said, I was not allowed to see him, but this is what
Church.
my priests tell me.
Well,
I hope I'm not the first person to tell you this.
it's okay. You are, but it's fine.
Marvek was a good man, certainly, and he served Aewa until his dying breath.
Glad I didn't bring this up to the Seraph. I'm sure it would have been just one more screw to lose.
He's not doing well under the pressure, I take it?
Not publicly. He's privately. He's seen better days.
He always seems so sure of himself publicly. He's a very composed man, but...
Yes, and I think when it comes down to the wire, he is. But he has worries just as you and me do.
Well, I want to hear about everything that's happened since you left me. So, come along, please, and sit with me. I want to hear all about it.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure.
She kind of motions Rolland aside, bringing him along, and Rolland kind of steals a look to the party as he's...
Can I just gesture? Like, I know which way is, like, downstairs to the bunks, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just say to them, the hallway with the stairs over there.
Yeah.
You'll find your beds beneath.
Yeah.
I will come out of the bathroom and go to the altar, whatever is the biggest fucking altar I can find. Now that I've refixed my my fucking bandages and shit.
Yeah.
Care to pull a card?
No.
Yeah, you, So basically everyone who is not Rolland, you're standing in this large opening hall. Khanek, you're coming out of the bathroom.
Really quick, Harry.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I would definitely want to request in the supplies is holy water if they have it.
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds amenable.
The necro tornadoes won't see it coming.
Right, yeah.
Nimbus storms.
So, Khanek, you go and you find the biggest altar you can find. There's definitely one right at the front of the church, in front of all the pews. Basically, the layout of the church is, a bunch of pews, front worshipping area, and all throughout, where there's open space on the floors, there's, like, dotted, like, gilded circles on the ground that you saw people were encircling. It's like, basically where they were doing their open prayers with like a large amount of people. But generally, it looks like there's a altar that's carved out of marble stone, and it's got the wrist forearm grab. It's like two arms doing that, essentially, coming out of the wall. And the forearms essentially act as like a table for the altar.
Brelikk.
Matt.
Thank God someone missed that.
Someone missed
Excuse
what?
me, what?
I just had to roleplay with my mom.
Yeah.
You're telling me I
Mommy?
fucking
Sorry.
missed that?
Mommy?
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Watch the
Not,
vibe.
not,
Your
his
mom?
not his IRL mom.
It's like my
It was-
orphan
Made a video
mom.
game.
It was like the caretaker of the orphans, Mike. That's why it was
Yes.
weird when he
Can't-
told me to have sex with her.
I can't believe it. What the
Yes, Mike,
fuck?
you son of a bitch. They're messaging me like, oh, right on the floor of the church.
Really?
She's
That's
like,
pretty
you don't
Did you
know
say
how
her
old
name?
she is.
Who,
Eastery. I'll write her name in chat.
who's 847-471-1119?
That's me, Matt. Answer my
That's-
message, you piece of shit.
I was
What the
driving,
fuck,
you
man?
fucking bitch.
Called hands-free mode.
I was driving, you fucking bitch.
It's called put on speaker.
No, I was driving people home from set, man.
Check please.
So
Good on you.
the Azamar lady appeared young, but her mannerisms and the way she spoke seemed pretty old.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she's probably like at least 50 something.
Yeah, you're
You
not
can
sure.
still run it,
exactly.
Cannon. We know Harry's track record in campaigns with young, with children and
The second-
and
That's true. This is the second time.
the second you could be that time.
Anyway, so the rest of the party moves through. Khanek, you find an altar. What do you do when you're at the altar?
So, I will go to the altar, and I won't kneel. I will simply look at it,
Okay.
and I will say, "So, this is the Aewa I have heard about. Very well. Call to me, if you truly are a god worthy of worship. Call to me. What is it you want?" And I pull out the tablet, assuming that there's going to be something. I don't know if there's going to be a thing that happens with the tablet, but assuming. Call to me! And I just look forth at the altar, hoping something will happen. And I wait.
Yeah, so you all, the other players would see Khanek, going over to this, starts, whispering at first, he's gesturing the tablet at the altar and saying, "Call to me!"
Yeah.
And,
I go back to Alex. Man, the hat's going crazy.
Sounds like a load of barnacles.
So nothing appears to happen, Khanek.
Okay. And then
And you do
I'll-
acknowledge that your name is, your tablet does not contain Aewa's name. So maybe there's something to that.
So yeah, I make the connection there. I think to
Mhm.
myself,
Yeah.
you are not worthy of my appraisal.
I don't hear the whispering, but I hear him just going like, "Call to me" and like shit, right?
You would hear it echoing kind of off. Eastery took you like off to like a separate like It's still
Oh,
in
I'm
the
gone.
main. It's still
Okay.
in the main room, but it's like in like a little outcrop, like an alcove kind of a thing.
I just wanted to know if I heard it or not.
You
that's all.
definitely did. You're like, oh, there goes Khanek, you know.
Iconic thing.
Who else but
Yeah,
Khanek?
and
So people still in like this upper area. There's a lot of different kinds of people, as I've mentioned. Some Vidalcan who are probably shook by the assassination of the prophet, and you think that this might be an opportune time for many of them to be switching faiths, as the future is not looking so hot at the moment. A few kind of half-orcs with pelts kind of draped over their shoulders, smaller. They look like, compared to the half-orcs you met in Gale and Brelikk himself, like, these guys are pretty thin. But they, and pretty, still lean.
Oh my god.
Still lean, but
Where's
very,
their muscle?
and, they generally, like, they looked like that they prayed together, so they were kind of, doing their own thing. And a few Azamar. Who would like to go to the beds that Rolland gestured to downstairs? And who would?
I would. Katsu was just head straight to the bed.
Yeah, I would go.
I will follow Kev.
Okay.
I am
So,
actively waiting for Khanek.
I'll go talk to Brelikk.
Yeah.
Sorry, like I'm
We're gonna
still
have a powwow
reeling
in
from
the
today.
bunks?
Just give me a second. Can I get a quick recap as to what's happened so far?
Yeah.
Nothing has happened.
So you guys are in the Church of Aewa. You've just entered, basically. Rolland.
It's still nighttime. We haven't
Yeah, it's evening.
slept yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rolland got pulled away by his mom, and then you guys have
Awkward.
basically just started stepping through the church, taking it in for the first time, seeing what there is to see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Khanek comes up to me. What does Khanek say?
So, it seems that Roland's Seraph wants to make peace with Maladar. Now, I don't know about the state of your people, so I have to ask. We were told to usurp the false leader, Maladar. What do you make of this situation, Brelikk?
Maladar is no true ruler. He was put in that position by Sanctum. And just hearing about the situation as to how my home is doing proves just how out of control and out of his depth he is. He does not deserve to be seated leader of Heritage.
So, what say you usurp Maladar's leadership? Would the people of Heritage follow you into battle?
That's something we will have to figure out once we get into Heritage.
You notice that he didn't answer you very confidently, Khanek.
It does seem
Almost
that
like he's not sure.
I think you're going to have to. I think you're going to have to make peace with that idea, Brelikk. It does seem that we are put in a situation where we do have to go against what Rolland Seraph wishes.
This I can agree on. Just seeing how this nation treats its people doesn't sit well with me.
What of your outburst earlier? That
Outburst? Wait, which outburst?
that Goliath.
Oh,
That Goliath.
oh,
You
he
seem to have
was
some history with him.
he was the Goliath from the previous group. The one
The
who,
previous faithful.
yeah, he used to sit idly and say nothing.
Really? Seemed he had a lot of words for you.
That is what happens when you bottle up everything inside.
Whoa. Interesting. And so the two of you
So-
are kind of at the top of these
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah. So I'll ask, like, so why did you disband? You were given a mission before by the gods, no?
A little bit.
Why are you the only one left? I would have assumed previously that it's because they died, but it does not seem to be the case.
I believe it to be a multiple of factors. We as a group weren't entirely whole, weren't entirely on the same page. We sort of blindly went forward without entirely knowing what we were doing, instead of asking questions along the way.
Yeah.
And once we were given the task to head to Gale, everyone else decided that they had better things to do. Not trying to call out everyone's characters, I'm sorry.
In a video game, in a video game, in a video game.
In a video game,
Tell
in a
it
video game.
like it is.
I'm not here right now. I can't say anything.
So what did he want from you? It seemed that he had a lot of thoughts, but
He
also seemed to
wanted
criticize your desire to continue your mission.
he wanted me to abandon this quest and join him in
Join him in
whatever
what?
him and his people becoming independent from Safeguard. While I don't entirely agree with his decisions, I can respect how he's come to this conclusion, that it is better for his people.
So they are fighting against Safeguard. I thought we saw him walk out the some chamber. I thought they were making peace.
I think he was just ready to declare war.
Well, shit, guys, that's not good.
Yeah, from the conversation, I don't know if anyone paid attention. From what I got, it just sounded like Jorma was just basically wanting to go to war with Safeguard to ensure his people's future.
Yoma could not swallow his pride.
It was
I'm not trying to go to war with Safeguard.
it was essentially
Yeah, no.
That's not what I. That's not.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what.
Shut
it
up,
was
Jorma.
about.
You're gonna destroy the world.
it's
I'm not here right now.
Evil.
Yeah. But I mean that might be what Brelikk took away
Yeah,
from
that's-
it, which is
That's
the
why.
funny
That's
thing.
why. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
if
what I
Relic-
interpreted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'll
It's-
say,
Big
It's
dumb.
it's
oath.
either you're just completely separating and
Out of
secluding
character.
yourself and staying out of the conflict, or you're helping all the other countries take down Safeguard.
Yeah.
One of the two options.
Out of character, he's using, or he was requesting for aid for his
yeah.
people.
They're
and
requesting for aid.
And then
Declined again.
They declined him, so now he's basically just going in alone. Is the extent of it. You don't know
Okay.
out of character if Jorma wants to like murder Safeguard or anything like that, but
No, he just doesn't like I'm
He's not
pretty
a
sure he
fan.
just doesn't believe he's not a fan of them and he wants to like save his people, not the world.
Yeah.
Basically.
Bro.
But when the world needed him most.
I'll retract my last statement about the going to war thing then.
Okay.
Well, you don't know that, so I'm just gonna assume like.
Well, no, I
Brelikk
like
might have
I
understood.
remember it now. It's definitely just I've been up since 5:20 a.m. So
Yeah, or something.
No worries.
yeah.
So the other members of the party descend down the staircase, which is near this altar. And you all find accommodations very easily. It's one large hall. There's no rooms. And there's these beds lined up almost like military style all the way down this hallway. And it's surprisingly vacant. Like there are some people, but like there's still a lot of beds to spare. Like there's still probably 20 beds available down in this larger hallway. Given the crowd earlier, this is somewhat surprising just because maybe most of them aren't staying at the church, is your conclusion. Khanek and Brelikk, you're still up in the nave. Say anything else to each other before you turn in, or do anything else?
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, I mean, I'll say one more is like. Well, I suppose I hope we have more success than your previous party, and then I'll head down.
Is Khanek getting suspicious of Brelikk?
When I
Maybe a little.
when I get down there, I would go to the nearest bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would whip out a little piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little like iron cage that I've been kind of holding on my belt this entire time.
Yeah,
That's got soul in it.
that has a soul.
And I
of a
just start reading the
Warforged, right?
paper, and I really start intently reading the paper, waiting for Khanek to come down.
Okay, so it's very obvious.
If he
is
does.
what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And if anybody looks, the paper in big bolded text says "Soul Cage."
Jesus Christ.
So what is this thing I used?
He's reading the fine print.
Yeah. I would just be waiting for Khanek.
Yeah, I mean, I come down.
Okay.
I would've-
Oh, Khanek, come here. Come here.
Come here.
What is
Come
it you
here.
need? Are you looking for an inkling of the future?
No.
Oh.
What can I do for you?
So I have this soul.
Yeah.
It's from the last fight, Khanek.
You have a soul.
Yeah, it's in this cage, and I show him the soul, and it looks like a little air wisp
Okay, I'm
bouncing
I'm
around
following
in
you.
a cage,
All right.
and it's one of the assassins that we fought. You know. And I can ask it questions, but I don't know what questions to ask it.
Huh.
And you seem like a very
A man who questions.
Questionable.
inquisitive man.
Like
Inquisitive.
fellow.
That's a
I thought you might be able to help me. And maybe help us all.
The
God help him.
assassin was a machine. Are you to tell me these machines have souls?
Well,
Dear
it looks
God.
like it. And I show him again.
A machine with a soul. Huh.
It's very interesting.
I almost don't believe it.
I don't know
Very
what to tell
well.
you. It's here.
I suppose the Warforged are very mysterious. Best ask what their plans are.
Okay. I think this is telepathic. So in my mind,
Right.
I look at the soul. I hold it up in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, are there people around?
Nowhere, like, just your party members. There's people further down the hall, but they're pretty far away, and they don't seem like they'd be disturbed.
Okay.
It's like a hostile situation, like a... Hostile is in, like, a Hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hold the cage in front of me and I'll ask. Wait, what did you ask?
Take me to your leader. Beep boop.
What what were your plans in my mind? And I'll throw Soul Cage out. How do I ping that? No.
One sec. Oh, okay, there we go.
And this would be the Query Soul.
Yeah. So how many... Is there a limit to this, just so I know?
I think there are 6.
Okay.
I get 6 of one of these things.
Okay. Okay.
Be badass.
That is cool.
Pretty cool.
Snatches a human life as it dies. Query soul. You ask the soul a question. No action required. Receive a brief telepathic answer, which you can understand, regardless of the language used. The soul only knows only what it knew in life, but it must answer you truthfully, and to the best of its ability. Okay, sure.
I also show Khanek my little piece of paper. In case he's curious.
Mission prerogative. Assassinate the Prophet of Destiny.
Okay, so to Khanek. It sounds like their goal was to assassinate the Prophet. We knew that though.
Really?
Right.
All right, that's 0 for 1.
Shit, that's 1 out of 6.
The fucking D&D movie scene.
What else can we ask? Got any ideas, Alex?
Alex.
I look down. I look down at you. I speak for the first time.
Imagine.
Well,
I cast Speak with Robots.
Yeah,
Kill
you're the
all
only
the
one who can ask
11s.
the questions, unfortunately, right? It'd be
Yeah.
cool if Alex could ask a telepathic question.
Got anything else, Khanek?
By all accounts,
Really? I mean, I just want to know what the Warforged plan was. But if it's going to give us poignant answers on only what it's literally done, it's not exactly the most useful.
Well, I guess we can ask. We can ask like who they were working for.
Although we kind of know that one,
With the
right?
Warforged leaders, I feel as though he could know what questions we should be asking.
The
He didn't
Warforged.
meet with their leadership after all.
Back on the horse, Brelikk, let's go.
I don't know.
Horse motif.
I'm getting my horse back.
bingo card.
Yeah.
Oh, bingo card.
Bingo.
just
You
gonna
would
ask
never
it.
get it back.
I hold up the cage again. Who were you working for before your
Lord.
death?
This is an awful question.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Who are your leaders?
The Warforged High Command is my leader.
Maybe they say a name. I don't know.
Monarch. Like,
Who's Monarch?
no, I'm just saying, like, we should have asked. That's why I'm saying you should ask Brelikk, because he might know what are good questions to ask, since he actually.
Warforged, do not die. We are terminated.
Suck my balls.
Is that all? Oh no, I'm kidding.
Useful spell.
Just let Davey talk.
We were sent here by order of Monarch.
Interesting.
Well, you guys don't know who Monarch is, right?
Well, they do out in character. Well, I mean, yeah.
Brelikk did relay everything.
Yeah.
to
Without
us.
a check, you would know that Monarch is the ruler of Sanctum. The rulers are
Yeah.
generally known to the public. Yeah.
Oh, bye.
Okay.
Oh, bye, kitty.
Leaked.
Yoki.
Does,
Yum 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 yum.
I'm
Does
never.
Brelikk end up coming down here at some point?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
I'm assuming everyone would come down. at
Brelikk
some-
comes down eating McDonald's fries. Sorry, guys. Just had a quick
I'm
pit
eating.
stop.
I'm eating my rations. What do you want?
I have the soul.
You go through the whole thing again. Okay.
Yeah.
What have you asked it already?
I asked, who are you working for? That was a dumb question.
Very stupid. Wow. Okay.
And
Moving
we
on.
asked, what were your plans? Another dumb question.
Oh my god.
Do you have anything for us? We got 4 more questions. Or we can ask it, theoretically, we can ask it for some kind of a place, and then I could see the place. I could scry on it.
Oh.
A secret treasure, maybe?
I feel like one of the questions I would be curious about is who does Monarch answer to right now? Because clearly she's allied with somebody and she's following orders from somebody. So that might be a good question.
Bro,
I'm trying to think-
spitballing here. So that might be a good question.
Maybe a good question.
I don't know. I don't know if the assassin would necessarily know that though.
They're a hive mind. They have access to all information.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Brelikk knows this.
Okay.
He says in Matt's voice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Checks out.
Yeah. Yummy fries. Yes.
I will hold up the cage again. Who specifically?
Oh, it's a quantifier. He's got a quantifier.
Okay.
Is Monarch working with regarding your mission?
And
With
He would only answer one question at a time, so it's a good thing you're only asking one. So it's not confusing.
And what's your name?
No. What?
I do have a good question next.
You have a good relationship with your father?
I didn't ask that last one. That one was a joke.
He said that one out loud, guys. No telepathy.
That one, yeah, that one I said out loud. All these are in my mind.
But the last one, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna say this one out loud
Redacted.
because it's funny, but I don't want to say it."
Monarch functions in collaboration with Bedlam, the Sultan.
Sultan.
Do we know if they're working with the primordials? Was that confirmed basically that
That who's working with them? Bedlam?
that like
3 more guys.
Bedlam and Forlorn are working with the primordials?
You're not sure?
Okay, so
I'm
I
trying
want
to
to
think if
ask.
there was a moment.
I think what I want to ask is like the questions that we should ask are like, are they working with the primordials in it? If yes, you can see locations. Like, I mean, then yeah, see the location of where the primordials, like the majority, were like
So
where they set up the base, essentially.
the issue with the seeing location
Yeah, what's the issue
Brelikk.
with it? Okay.
is that this person would have had to seen it in life.
Oh.
But if they're a hive mind, they've all seen all the locations.
Hey.
Yeah, that's,
I don't know if
You
they
are
actually
right.
acted like a hive mind. Do they?
They do.
Or is it more?
That
I
is
mean-
what a hive mind is. It's right. They
That's
see.
a hive mind,
Is
baby.
it? Okay.
They see, they hear, they feel.
That's true.
I mean, yeah.
I would
Try
say
it.
so. I would say so.
That
Yeah.
dude, this could be pog as fuck, dude.
I mean, either see the location, and if,
baby, we're on
okay.
a new quest.
if we can't see the location, then
Jordan,
do
suck my
like
nuts.
can we know like do they know the location? Would be
Okay,
the
so
next
the first
best thing.
question, Brelikk, is
Do you work alongside the primordials?
Who do you
Hold
work
up.
for?
I'll hold it up again. And at this point, the elemental is looking a little worse for wear. A
Mhm.
little cage.
Oh yeah.
Shrunk a lot.
This is so
Hold it up.
weird.
Do you work with or for the primordials? Two left.
kind of a side note. Who gave them that name? Do they refer to themselves as the primordials? I don't recall.
I don't know.
They did not when you met them in the wall.
Okay. Yeah.
What, did they refer to themselves as anything? Because
He referred to himself as "We are your patrons," is what he.
Okay.
I think what we established was that the primordials at some point were one collective like thing. And they fought against the gods.
So the gods fought, and then out of their
Oh,
conflict, the
yeah.
Cataclysm, and then out of the Cataclysm, the primordials just formed. It's a little abstract or a little unknown, but yeah. And in response to your question, the soul of the Warforged. Your question was, work with or for the primordials.
That's actually a really good way to phrase it. With or for.
I'm pretty smart.
Sanctum works in tandem with Bedlam. Bedlam works in tandem with the primordials.
That's a big yes right there.
Okay. And then the next thing, Brelikk, was
Kev's
Like,
like
what-
all these facial expressions and characters.
I want to like because I think the idea was that at some point they were all like collective, like all one. So, like, is there a location where they've set up like a home base, the primordials? Basically, Gwar Central. We're looking for Gwar Central.
Central Station or
okay.
Gwar Prime. Gwar.
Looking for the
Gwar
all
City.
Okay. Hold it up again.
Puerto Rico.
2 more uses of this. What is
Mhm.
the Primordials' home base.
Jesus, Mike.
Where's the big primordial? Like, where is the man?
Oh my god.
Who is the BBEG?
Yeah, hive mind. Who's the BB?
I need to know. What? Cranky.
Within our database, we only know many primordial reside in Bedlam, though they do not claim one home.
That's what I was worried about.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, Harry.
I mean, honestly, that makes me feel a bit better that it's not like they're all like centralized on one location, but that makes me more worried the fact that like, okay, so they are like a fucking they're like roots in the earth spreading everywhere. Like that's not good.
Sure. Okay. I'm
Is
gonna
anyone
try
else-
to use now.
Everyone else, like I relayed everything that happened in Act 1. If you want to ask questions now, like this would be how many questions do we have left?
I have
or
one
two?
more question,
one more question.
or I could scry on Bedlam if he potentially was there at some point. See if I can see it.
Or if the hive mind
Or just
was,
somewhere.
was
yeah.
ever there. Yeah.
I would say just try for the scry. It's like high potential, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but what do we
Yeah.
want to scry? That's the thing. Like, what are we scrying for?
Oh, it
Yeah,
has to
for-
be really specific.
So this is the wording on the spell.
Is it in chat?
I put it in chat.
Oh, okay.
In the
Brelikk,
Mm-hmm.
faced with this potential, you recall your last encounter with Monarch being the last of the faithful few to interact with her.
Mm-hmm.
While she saved you from the disintegrating ray of Commander,
Early.
you barely,
Barely.
you do feel as though something was
Wrong with her.
a little mischievous, a little suspicious about her, and you still don't fully know, like, what was done when you left, if that makes sense. Like, now that she's back, like, why was that so important, you know?
I think that is an important question to maybe ask. Like, why is Monarch allied with Bedlam?
I think we know that
Like-
though, right?
You kind of know that. Yeah, it's when she told
For the dwarves. Or something?
yeah, it was for the dwarves essentially. Bedlam has basically told her that there was a way to bring back the dwarves, and so Monarch has been helping them ever since. Under that assumption.
Yeah, well, there's the assumption that after we left, Bedlam promised that we can bring back the dwarves. And it's
To
just
Monarch,
a
yeah.
empty promise, or because because it's changelings, they basically like found as much stuff as they could about dwarves and had changelings just mimic dwarves. Man, I don't fucking know.
See, guys, we brought a dwarf back. It's just our really short changeling friend, Bartholomew.
But
They can change their height within like a foot in either direction.
Yeah.
There's probably dwarf changelings, like medically dwarf.
I'm starting to really hate these changelings.
Medically.
You're telling me. All right.
These
Do we have
kind
any
of
other
changelings.
questions? If not, I'm scrying on Bedlam.
what?
Okay, but-
I mean, we're gonna be in Heritage and Forlorn. Wouldn't we want to maybe try for?
what?
I don't know, for something in Forlorn. No.
I
What are
say
we
it's either
thinking? What are we
somewhere
thinking
in-
for Bedlam? What are we thinking for Bedlam? What are we gonna scry for Bedlam?
It's hard because we really don't know a ton of locations.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Is
It's
like
only the places you've been.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Does
the place
it
that
just
he's been.
does it just fail if the person hasn't been there? As a question.
Yes.
Yes.
I would
Okay.
assume so.
Okay.
Like
Um,
realistically,
All
I
right,
mean,
we
okay.
have so we can wiggle with it a little bit.
But in this, it's like a hive mind. So I don't know if that means that if one robot is
yeah,
there, like
if one
So,
robot's
Mike,
been
for-
there,
for-
every robot's been there.
Mike, for example, though,
Maybe.
right? If we pick,
Very assumptive, Will.
What? That's
Like-
the truth. They're hive mind.
At this
Like,
point,
I'm listening, Cannon.
That is how
for
it
example,
won't
though-
work mechanically. Just so we're all on the same.
let's
page.
say we pick like the Sultan's palace or something like that, right? But like Bedlam's like super secrety. If like there's a chance that they might not have been there. That's a specific location, right? But like, what other place would we pick in Bedlam? Because we don't know if there's like
We don't know.
we don't know that there's a barracks on First Street. You know what I mean?
So I should just do the Sultan's Palace.
Yeah, I mean that's my guess is like you either do that or nothing. But I think the chances that anyone has seen it is really low.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try to aim for a generic location, then we see
you
like
you would wager anything Bedlam related. They seem to be very secretive. And so any kind of outside party setting foot in any kind of
Secret.
yeah,
I don't
it
fucking
might
know.
be unlikely. That's your intuition,
yeah, I don't think it's worth.
but not impossible.
Oh,
Is there a
well, we
really
got-
good question we would have instead then?
I think a question. I think we could definitely ask a question, because, like the hive mind thing, like
We got one more.
The hive mind thing.
it's like we're asking all of like
Where
the collective
is
knowledge.
Then let's
Where-
ask a
where's-
question then.
who's the guy who betrayed us? He was counselor.
Negotiator.
Is Jorma evil?
Where is
Is
where's that guy?
Yes.
No. Consul
Which
Illan,
guy?
Consul Illan, Consul Illan, Consul
Oh.
Illan.
Yeah, where is counselor?
So I'll say, you know, you told us about.
Well,
the
no,
plan.
but we gotta get the actual guy because that's not the actual guy. Right?
No, I know, but I'm telling Brelikk. I said, you know, you told
Oh.
us about the infiltration of the Haven. Was it called Haven? Is that what they're called? I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Haven.
Yeah, the people of Haven, and that
Mm-hmm.
one consulate. He was the one who stabbed you in the back. Perhaps finding out what Bedlam's plans are, since they're all aligned, would be most advisable.
So the question would rely on just asking about what like future plans entail.
Perhaps.
Like
could
if
try.
yeah, the wording has to be like in a way where it's like we know what the steps going forward for them are, but it's not vague enough where we're like, okay, well, yeah, that like that's obvious type thing, right?
Basically, I'm saying we should try to find out what Consul Illan is up to.
Where is he chilling? Like,
Where is Consul
that
Illan
counselor?
in this moment?
Is
it-
he a villain?
Didn't we drag him with us?
No.
Do we
he-
just want to know where he is?
he
He
left-
betrayed us.
He betrayed you guys in the throne room, and he said Bedlam sends the regards and stepped
Oh,
off into the shadows.
That's
off and got
that's
away.
right.
So-
Not
For-
it's not
I'm saying
Consul
we should try
Corinth.
to- We should try to find out what that fucker's up to.
Oh, sorry. I thought Consul.
Yeah,
Okay.
Consul Corinth is here
Yeah,
with
Corinth,
us.
Corinth, Corinth. I don't know why I got those two mixed up.
So, Khanek, do you just want me to ask what Consul Illan is doing?
I don't know
His
if that
plans
No.
are.
Where is he?
Just where is he?
I don't know.
You can't talk, asshole.
Oh,
Khanek.
I don't know. I just work.
I don't know,
here.
man. I just
That's what Khanek is saying. Khanek
I am
is
saying,
saying we
basically
should
ask him what
ask.
the plans are. Yeah.
Well, oh, just ask him what
Consul
what
Illan.
Consul
What his
Illan's-
goal is, or whatever.
I
the fuck.
feel like if we ask where Counselor Illan is, or like, then we might know like a hideout or whatever.
What if he's
of
just like in
evil
Bedlam?
things.
I guess we already wasted two of these. Fuck it. I'll hold the thing up.
The Warforged would be like, he's in Bedlam.
Nah, they're not gonna. No, you say where specifically is Counselor Illan?
He is specifically.
Show
in
me your
Bedlam.
diagnostic
Where-
data.
where-
on
Also
all-
assuming
ask
they know
where is
that.
Consul Illan and what are his steps?
There's not
what
two.
are-
I can ask one question.
Or
Oh
you
my
could you
God.
could even ask who are the important figures in Bedlam or something like that,
yeah.
and then we would get an answer to something we don't even know like to how to answer right now.
Sure.
Like
The
you could-
Sultan is the important figure in
Alright.
Bedlam. Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, that's fair.
I could ask what the names are, maybe.
Who are the most important people to? I don't know.
Who must
Give
be
us the,
assassinated?
wait. Give us the names of other changelings disguising as figures of government.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's
They
actually
know
really...
that. That's
what-
pretty damn good.
Do you
Okay,
know of any spies?
Wait,
Yeah.
that's even better. What changelings?
Like which members of government, of like powerful governments, are changelings?
Name changelings in positions of power.
But then we're just gonna have a bunch of fucking names.
Okay.
No. That's what. If we get the names of the
Oh.
people, we don't want the names of the changelings. We're asking for the names that they are portraying themselves as.
Okay, the name.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
So that we
Which
can.
powerful
who are the-
figures are being impersonated by changelings?
Yeah. 'cause
Okay,
we
I
can,
like that.
we have
That's a
because
good.
we have a
That's
checklist
really
now,
good.
and we can go whack
Harry.
these guys.
I'll
Metagaming.
hold it up,
We can whack these guys now. We'll have a kill list.
and then I'll
love catching up with my mom.
ask Khanek. Khanek, do you have a pen and paper I could write down?
Of course, he does. He wrote a whole manifesto.
Because I'm gonna get these in my mind. I'm not gonna remember all of them. I need a pen and paper.
I have a pen and
Wizard
paper.
paper.
Yeah, I give him a pen and paper.
Okay.
Sure.
I whip out the pen and paper, and I hold up the thing, and then I poke the bottom. He's looking real weak now. This little fucking elemental in there.
Khanek, can you rephrase? Can you say the question again?
Yeah.
Just so Mike has it.
I forgot it. I was fucking around.
Which important figures
Names
are being portrayed by
There it is.
impersonated.
Which
impersonated by changelings?
in my mind.
Which
In my
prominent
mind.
figures are being
In a video game.
impersonated as changelings?
Which prominent figures are being impersonated as changeling
By changelings.
by changelings? In my mind.
Boy.
In my mind.
And I get ready to write.
Here's a list. Here's the order.
Harry is like pulling up his document right now, like fuck.
Harry's
fuck,
like, my
fuck,
machinations
fuck,
lie
fuck."
disguised for years undetected.
No.
Soul Cage, that's a cool spell.
In
Fuck.
my head, there's one very big flaw to this question.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Huh?
Let's
Yeah,
hear that.
I
actually
agree with
a
Harry. To
changeling.
be honest, I think this question is very flawed. Like, there's so.
No,
many
this is like a high risk, high reward question in my opinion.
That's
I should have asked the guy's name. the
This is
first
a creative question being asked by the players. Obviously, wouldn't punish them.
Will you will be punished?
Maybe.
Dumbass.
That is classified above.
Harry could
clearance.
literally just say there are no prominent figures being impersonated as changelings that I know of, and just be done with it.
And then shut off.
Hey, listen, I'm fine with an IOU.
That, or it's just one or two,
Okay, wait,
one
let
or
him
two
talk, let him talk,
names.
let him
Guys, I need a couple sessions to
It's
come up with.
no, guys.
Hold
it's
on.
every
Wait, shut up,
world
shut up.
leader
Let Harry
except-
speak. Shut up. Let Harry speak. He said one
Let
moment.
him cook. Let him cook. Let him
Let
cook.
the man cook.
Guys, it's every world leader except for the leader of Bedlam and the leader of Safeguard.
Anyway,
This information is not shared with Sanctum.
You fucker.
No.
I knew it.
Yeah, I told you.
knew
Like,
it.
there's a very clear flaw with
Yeah.
a question like this.
Wow.
Like the machine, any question that has too much information, the machine can be like, "This
He was
is
se-
not
he
something."
was seemingly omniscient up until that point, unfortunately.
Classic Jack. Wait until after it's said and make some comments
True.
about it.
Harry nerfed him last
He's
second.
disconnected from the mainframe.
You couldn't have given us one name, DM. One
Just
name.
Just one
No.
name.
George.
Yeah.
There's no
That's a good
freebies
name.
here.
No.
Brelikk.
Yeah, no freebies.
Brelikk.
Cringe.
Brelikk, the catalyst.
Clearly
Yeah, how do you know?
they-
How do you know the Jorma you met wasn't actually Misk?
Oh.
And how you know that Misk was?
Why would
No,
Misk want to be?
Yeah, and
Jorma?
how do you know? And
Why
how do
would
you know
Misk wanna
Jorma
be
wasn't the
Jorma?
real Misk?
I remember this campaign
Because
is
he didn't
playing
have that
changelings.
funky feeling to him. That's how we knew.
Everyone
because
is here that is playing changelings.
I'll tell you why. Because Cannon was surprised when we saw Jorma.
Because Matt's cunt alert wasn't going off.
That's true, Matt. I couldn't actually be a good actor. I'm just a scumbag cunt player.
You are
Someone clip it.
Precisely.
precisely.
Some people say that it just comes easy for you because your personality in real life just portrays into your characters.
Oh my god.
I think Matt thinks that, you know.
Yeah.
What?
I need to open
Oh
my
my
Guinness.
god, no.
Don't even tell Matt about the other campaigns we played where Ken betrayed the party.
Woo!
Whoa, no. Uh-oh.
Lucky Matt.
I guess as I look into the cage, because this is all in my mind, you guys would just see the little airy wisp fucking go around in a circle a bunch and then dissipate.
And then severe disappointment from
That's
Kev.
so sad.
So sad.
The first
He didn't
and
know.
I still think we got a bit of info out of it
Yeah.
that we're happy
Did
with.
we?
We didn't get his name.
I don't know. It didn't seem like many questions were gonna go our way with that robot.
It's fine. It's
Let's try
fine.
next time.
I
He
answered
didn't
every
wanna- he
question
didn't
except the
wanna
last
tell.
one, essentially.
Okay,
And that's
Okay, wait.
actually because he wouldn't know.
the next person that we have to use
Mike
this
did
on
waste
is
2 questions.
Sultan of Bedlam.
We got that the primordials
But-
are working with.
What you would get out of that last answer is technically information, which is that
Yeah.
since it's a hive mind, if this knowledge is not shared, then that means Monarch doesn't know either, which means there's still information being withheld from Sanctum in this arrangement that they
Yeah,
have.
we still got some information.
How did that other robot know then that Counselor Illen was not? He was a change.
He probably didn't.
Yeah.
What
You
did he
probably
say about
didn't know
Ellen?
about Consul Ellen. No, we were thinking about asking the question about Ellen.
Yeah.
That's, but
No,
like,
no.
if
I'm
if
saying
anything-
when we fought Monarch the first time around, right? Like
Yeah,
Counselor Illen was a changeling,
correct.
and the other guy, I can't forget his name right now. He knew that he was like bad guy. He was working with them.
Commander.
Yeah, Commander knew.
Yeah, but Monarch didn't know.
Maybe they just knew the one. Maybe it was planned.
I don't know.
What's the flaw there? I don't see anything.
I was
The
just asking,
idea-
did Commander know that Counselor Illen was a changeling?
That's
or
another
not?
question.
Well, he's part of the hive mind. He's a robot.
I would have to assume they might have
Yeah.
known that.
So what if he did? Or what if he did?
Then he would have known that there was one person in power being portrayed by a change.
But that doesn't necessarily mean
Anyway.
every single other person. Maybe they just knew the
Anyway,
one.
we go to
The
sleep.
Consulate of Peace also has quite it's like
Alright.
person of power is quite vague. It has a
Well,
lot of
We'll take vague ones at this point. Give us anything.
in the,
You know,
in the consulate
Crow.
there's like hundreds of
So desperate.
hundreds of ambassadors and diplomats in the consulate, and Ilan
Will's
was only
like,
one of them.
please, a crumb.
Just
A crumb
hundreds.
of information.
Who let their population get that big?
Dude, they're just fucking in Haven. That's
Oh, I want to be there.
Sex City.
Oh,
Don't you
Elves?
remember the
Click.
half-naked tiefling walking down the street? I
Stop it.
specifically narrated that.
Stop it.
that was
Not-
specifically for you guys.
Hold on, someone kill Rolland. I'm going to sex.
You're already here, baby.
All
Don't you
right,
dare talk about
so
my mother like
you
that.
guys are downstairs. Roland, you're still
You
up
thought about it.
in the nave. Your conversation with Sister, with Isri, like I mentioned before, the last time you saw her was when you joined the service. So there's
Oh god.
kind of a lot to catch up on. You talk about your transition from soldier
Female to
From-
male.
God damn it! You're from the soldier to the enforcer branch of the military. So like soldiers, they're like the footmen, the people who actually like fight on the front lines, and the enforcers are kind of like a special ops unit, kind of.
Right.
So you talked about the many missions that you were sent on, generally in like these smaller squadrons beyond the Kingdom of Safeguard.
Right.
So kind of like where you are with the Faithful Few now isn't too different than you were sent solo on this mission to Gale because it was like a delicate matter, right? You talk about all the different places you've seen, the people you've met, and the experiences you've had, and your promotion to captain of the enforcers, which you know, she comes as news to her, even though it happened quite some time ago, a couple of years ago. The entire time you're talking, she is watching you intently, you know, just pridefully taking it all in. And the conversation basically comes to a close when both of you realize that there's no one else in the upstairs of the church anymore. It's just your voices echoing into the rafters. And at that point, you decide, okay, you know, we've talked long enough. You'll see each other in the morning, and you give each other a hug and turn in for the night. And the party, I guess, is finishing their interrogation of the Warforged in a soul cage, and you're kind of coming down as they're all crowded around this little bird cage. You're all now down in the undercroft of the chapel, or the church.
Well, that's all I got, guys.
I'm spent.
Rolland, you have no idea what that means. Like, they're all crowded around a bird cage. Kev looks up disappointedly from the cage at everyone. Well, that's all I got, guys.
I tried.
And everyone's like, oh.
This cage, does it look like a ritual of some kind? Am I I'm walking into some sort of magic, or no?
You didn't see any of the magic, but yeah, your intuition is that they were doing something magical.
Okay, I'll just say I hope you are not performing any dark rituals in my church.
Nah, just drinking lots of beer.
Nope.
Oh.
It's
Is Katsu drinking?
just
No.
a soul of a
Maybe.
robot. You know.
I guess I'd ask.
Mechanically, they have souls. Mechanically,
souls. I would probably ask Alex at some point. It's like, so big guy, how you getting rid of all that ale? Gotta do it sometime.
I have a plan for that.
I pull
Oh?
Alex aside. I get a mug out.
Well, we can also just store it.
Store it? Where? And hide it? Smuggle it?
Yeah.
I mean,
What if
okay,
I just put a what if I just put a cover over it?
ooh,
They're not gonna search me, right?
like a
I feel
cloak.
like people are still gonna see a
might.
big keg and be like, hey.
I mean, we could just say it's just
Well, that's
then
why I
a
got
big
a little
backpack.
cover over it. I put on
Yeah.
a big like tarp
Yeah,
over myself.
because it's like a
that.
see-through keg. So
Oh,
he's saying
yeah,
basically,
gotcha.
Worst
Big-
case,
Give me a big like trench coat. Give me a big hood.
worst case scenario, we
Get
can
some-
store it in.
Get some tarp
in
or
this little
something.
guy. I point to my ring.
Oh, that's true. We can put it in the ring.
You can just store it in there. It's already a bar.
The problem is, how am I gonna cast magic without my ale?
That is the source of his power. No.
Maybe
Is it?
does it have to be
Not
ale,
really,
or
but,
can
you
it
know.
be water?
I guess.
I like it.
Can it just be water in there, and you could still?
No, that's a. If I name water, no,
Is his name Waterix?
Wadex.
Walter.
Well,
it would be Hydro. Hydro X.
Walter.
Hey, that's not bad, Will.
It's my boring cousin. He's a real square.
He's the water of the family.
Yeah, he's the water of D&D. What a loser.
Dry X.
well. Anyways,
Decaf.
I'm gonna sleep in a more comfortable spot tonight.
Oh, that's
Do you guys say anything about what you found?
Nope.
I don't think they felt like they found anything from that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
we found out that the primordials were working with them. That's the only thing. I think
He could relay
they're
that.
working with Bangram.
He probably.
I,
would say it.
I'll
Or-
say something to the group.
Oh,
I
leader.
feel like we had a lot to catch up on.
Just to let you know, after talking with the priest back there.
What was her name? By the way?
What?
Eastery.
Yes.
Oh, I see. That's
To
interesting.
Roland. What was her name, by the way? Roland.
Yes.
Thanks,
fucking
Ron.
mic.
Yeah,
Lady
hello?
Isri. Lady
Oh,
Isri.
okay.
Not Iris. Isri. Sorry.
Ooh. Could you maybe, I don't know, introduce me?
God damn it! I fucking knew this dude.
Nice.
Oh, I fucking hate Mike.
Nice.
Make it back alive from heritage, and I'm sure your renown will be wide enough that you could approach any dame with confidence.
Nice.
Oh, not bad. Not bad, Gannon.
I believe I hold certain
Mm-hmm.
charm over the lady folk.
No one says it
Like
that.
Roland's eye
That's
twitches
actual
and he
charm.
leans forward like you're sitting. I don't know if you're sitting down or whatever,
I'm
but
standing.
he like
I think
leans
we're all
down and
standing.
says like, "You're simply not good enough for her."
Oh.
Oh, he's defensive over it.
Oh, he's defensive. He's defensive.
Mommy, sorry.
It's his mom!
Hmm.
You look like you hit a nerve with Roland.
Show him the goat
Okay.
legs, Mike. Show him the moves.
Show me your moves.
On that
Show
note-
me your moves.
I would ask the group, would you like to sleep
For
in
our
a more
blessing.
comfortable place? To the group. Who would like to sleep in a more comfortable place?
Brelikk
Alex
will
will-
raise his
Alex will
hand.
love
Okay, I bring everybody but Roland.
Okay.
Roland loves sleeping.
That's fine.
This is home for him.
That's so
Really
funny.
quick rewind. The thing
Rewind.
I was gonna before you made the comment about my mom, I would have shared. I would have shared the information.
Wow.
That there something odd happened to the last captain of the guard. Goreth or whatever his name is.
Wrath, baby.
Gonath, damn it.
Yeah.
Gonath, the
so-
Goliath. I feel like I can't make this any more clear.
God, you're so racist.
It's alright. Can't I call my
I mean,
character Ood? Can't I call my character Udyr for the first year of the campaign we played together?
You are so racist.
And I took that personally.
I say Captain Gonath was not the captain of the guard when I left Safeguard. It was an old friend of mine, and he passed. Which happens sometimes in war, but he wasn't. He was in the city. They said he died of a disease that the clerics couldn't cure. It sounds like foul play to me. Just keep your ears open.
And your hearts.
Was it a disease or a curse?
And your balls. Sorry.
I don't know. Lady Isri, it wasn't her domain.
Well, you should ask her
Speaking of
about that.
dead safeguardians, I do recall Brelikk telling us of that one very strong Ismar who accompanied him in the death of Odoving the Dragonborn. Surely, you know of him, Roland?
Does Roland know of him?
He speaks of Archon Sen. When his name came up, you certainly had a knowledge of him.
Oh,
Yes. You're talking about Archon Sen.
And Roland now possesses the blade of Archon Sen, does he not? Or not Roland,
Brelikk.
Brelikk possesses the blade of Archon Sen now, does he not?
I would say I would have to see it.
I bring out the Archon blade.
Yeah, it's called the Archon blade.
If so, you wield a blade with that is fought for Safeguard and its people.
It is certainly celestial in design. Definitely the work of the finest blacksmith,
Nazi.
Azamar blacksmiths in Safeguard.
I inspect the
God.
blade and then as I'm passing it back to you, I say, "This indeed could be the blade of a Seraphs. It's a blade of celestial nature. It's I don't know of anywhere else they would have come from. Can't say that I know the Seraphs. I can't say that I knew which weapon he used personally, but if you got it off him, he was quite a powerful figure for Safeguard, using this blade for, well, even on the front lines, protecting Safeguard's wishes, fighting for Aewa.
Yeah, you know.
Hope you appreciate that which you hold.
Don't forget who gave you that blade, Matt.
Perhaps a judgment of Safeguard is a bit premature. You do hold one of its blades of, well, its most prominent figures. Maybe there is a honor to be paid there, Brelikk.
Who is the man that wields the blade of a country he does not approve of?
Brelick's like, fuck!
Does Brelikk not approve of Safeguard?
You
I
shouldn't
don't
have her.
I don't approve of some of the practices.
Oh,
Brelikk
yeah.
is not racist, and Safeguard is racist.
Bigots. All of them.
I mean,
You take it back.
like
from me, huh?
Brelikk hasn't said anything yet, but
He's just been thinking it.
yeah, and I mean, like,
Yeah.
well, although I may not agree with your practices, I do believe you can do better.
Still think that Safeguard has the best of intentions. There will always be some people who believe there is a right and wrong way to do things.
You know, Rolland, about these archons. They're essentially high-ranking officers in the soldier branch of the military, and so you did not serve under Archon Sen during your time in the soldiers, but you had charged alongside their their battalion in battle before, and you imagine there were many times other than that in which those charges were made, and Sen did not fall in any of them.
Yeah. Regardless, Brelikk, we are in this together now, and I just ask, wield this blade with purpose, and I'll just toss it back to him.
Piece of shit.
It should have been
So,
me.
Sen was an Archon. What does that make you, Rolland?
He tosses it back to me, and I gently, of course, put it back in its sheath.
I say, I have not reached the rank of Archon. You're correct.
So he was
Khanek.
stronger than you.
Quite possibly, yes.
Yes.
Seems you also have a lot to live up to, Rolland. This is quite interesting.
What's
Maybe
Katsu
one day
doing?
I'll reach their stature. We shall see.
What's Katsu doing during all this?
I mean, so we haven't been in Kev's ring yet, so I think just spectating.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend like the whole your mom thing happens right before you guys go in.
Did Katsu know of Odavine?
Yeah.
And Khanek's just resetting the conversation.
Did Katsu
Yeah.
know of Odavine?
Mm.
Do you, Katsu? He
What
is one
I-
of your kin, is he not? I've heard that the Dragonborn are named creatures after all, for they are few in number but strong. Surely you must have known of Odavine.
Yeah, so Katsu, you would know that you were one of, if not the youngest, Dragonborn in Forlorn, and this is because they can't really reproduce offspring very
Mhm.
easily. It's a very low. It's like a very rare for an egg to hatch.
Mhm.
And
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
yeah, and so you were an oddity. You were not born of any high note within Forlorn, but you did know the names in which held weight. And Odahviing was you only knew him, well, you knew his name, but you knew it was synonymous with his name on the battlefield. Which I'm trying to remember what it is. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it wrong. Odahviing. Ah. It was just Odahviing. It was just Odahviing the White.
Okay.
I
Wow.
thought it was something else.
Okay. Then yeah. Katsu would say, well, I heard of him. Nothing special to me, but I knew of him. Name carries some weight.
Why do you help us, Katsu? Why were you in Gale? It does seem there is a theme here. The Dragonborn are at the center of the conflict, along with the machines and the changelings and primordials. What makes
I'm like-
you different?
I'm like a speck of dust on the wind that just go where it takes me. So it's ready to drop me off. I kind of leave it at that.
You feel as though he avoided the question, Khanek, but
I just look around and I'm like, I look to Brelikk. I'm like, I just give him a look. Like, do you buy this shit?
You believe this guy?
And then I look to Rolland because I know Roland's racist, so I know Rolland must not buy this shit.
how different can one be from his people, really?
Yeah, I mean, Roland just seems confused.
How does Rolland feel that he's been traveling around with a heathen such as Katsu?
He vouched for him in Gale, or he tried to.
And I totally just
No, I
threw it
said
up,
that
you
I
know.
would be responsible for any of his deeds.
Yeah.
Vouching. Anyway.
Yeah,
To each their own, I guess.
Yeah, by all accounts, Katsu doesn't look like most of the Dragonborn that you, in terms of his stature and size. Like, he's more your size, so it's, like, less intimidating. But he is still that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
He will continue. Do you wish for me to continue traveling with you all?
If you wish.
I believe I have a lot to offer.
We'll take all the help we can get, but you don't have a reason to fight. Not sure of how long you'll last on the battlefield.
Yeah.
My only requirement is that as long as you wish to, I do not want to force this upon any of you.
Yeah, I'll stay.
This guy
If
does
I
not give
die-
a fuck.
If I die out there, it was because I was too weak.
This guy does not give a fuck. Holy shit.
A man
You
who
might
knows how to
actually-
say yes.
You actually might find kinship with the Goliath. They're well known for chasing one victory after another. And that each time they achieve a victory, they only look to the next one after that. Perhaps not all of them, but
So you're You're
How
saying they
different can one be
overheat.
from their people?
As long as they aren't stiff like the monks. Couldn't
Depends.
stand one more lecture.
They're not usually men of many words. I'd say this Jorma was an exception.
Yeah, so it sounds like offhandedly Katsu brings up these monks who would lecture him,
Interesting.
which
Okay.
checks out since he punches people.
I punch people real good, so no surprise.
Yeah. Monks punch people. Boom.
Fucking
Is
preach.
what they're known for. Get the fuck out of my temple. Leviathan.
Bro.
I wanted to say right then and there, it's like every time I think of a monk, I think, hey,
Bayaka, bro.
Oh, bro.
Bayaka, bro. Fucking absolute homies.
Brother Brandon.
Fuck. I get in the ring.
Okay, yeah. On that note, I would ask if everybody who wanted to get in the ring, and
You
then
suck everyone
What's
in,
the
and
plan for tomorrow?
we'll figure it out. But Roland's not there.
Restock
One day at a
on
time.
items.
Lydius Three's helping prepare our items for tomorrow. I actually asked if we could get a couple of batches of holy water.
Roland, you're not here.
Oh, you guys already went in? Fuck.
And then he's like, actually, I asked for a bottle of holy
Goodbye.
water, and then
Nope, you guys don't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Get
didn't
fucked.
get any lemon in my.
Get fucked. You don't know that.
And you're just talking to a little ring that's on the bed now.
I put the ring on and I start walking around town.
Make it way.
So
You guys to the shadiest places in town.
they leave you in
You're not
silence.
But no.
Everyone who went in the ring with Kev, you are in this very cushy, velvety tavern, very comfy. There's no proper beds, but cushions and the like for you to rest your head on.
Cushions, some couches.
Some couches for sure, yeah. And then a drink at the bar if you feel like you need it to fall asleep, you fucking alcoholic. And
Yep.
I drink to fall asleep.
I drink to forget.
Rolland, as you're left in silence, you look around at these beds, and you recall, like, these beds are actually somewhat tiny, so it makes sense why Kev offered to bring people into the ring. They're smaller than most average-sized humans, and you know this because generally children were kept in the church as orphans, and
I see.
you among them in this place. It brings back a whole swamp of memories. Like you remember, it's almost like you can see people like running down the aisles of this downstairs place, and you sit down on one of the beds, and it's like you're looking down at the foot of the bed, and you feel everything just feels so familiar.
I see.
And it's in some ways brings your mind back to simpler times and safer times.
These guys, they all entered the ring, right?
Yep.
I would assume so.
Gave me a big fuck you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mom
Alright.
joke on the way out, you know.
You
Yep.
Let me
Yeah.
bang
I'm
your
gonna
mother.
leave and I'm gonna go to Conrad's shop.
Okay.
Wait, there was a shopping mall? I get out of the
Oh
ring.
shit, okay. Yeah.
leaving the ring?
it's-
Aren't we doing this in the morning?
It wasn't.
Yeah, I thought we were
He's
doing
doing
this
it
in the
now.
morning.
It's more of a personal visit.
Uh,
Are you leaving the ring?
It's pleasure, not business. He's not in the ring.
yeah, he never.
Are you?
I don't
no,
think
are you
Roland.
leaving it on the bed?
Oh.
Is the
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think Roland would think to like take
Bring
your
it with.
take your ring without you giving me permission to, because like you never have in the past, you know.
I'll let Alex take it.
It's kind of like
Roland takes the ring and throws it in a volcano, so we all die.
No, I'll leave it out. I'll leave it out.
Cast it into the fire.
I bet you
Harry,
like
if you
that
want to
one.
take care of them,
I
and
did.
then, because I want. Yeah. I don't know if they have other stuff to do for
Yeah.
this.
I would
No,
go
it's
to
in
the
the ring.
bar.
1 sec, another pee break. We'll get back to
We're just having a
Alright,
sleepover.
me too.
Yeah. Basically, in the ring, you see my genie behind the bar, and it's
Remember that.
basically like a big fucking room
Nice.
with red
It's-
velvet like cushions and couches.
It's really gaudy.
It's like a tavern, right?
No.
yeah, but it's like not.
It's really like sexed up. It's really it's like
Yeah,
it's like a shitty
super
motel
sexed up.
room.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty hotel room that you
But it's
see.
very
like,
clean. It's not like
Yeah, it's clean. It's
dirty.
clean.
It's not
But
like,
it's
it's not like motel, but it's like it's got that motel aesthetic.
It's like
to it.
Family Guy. It's like Quagmire's like room. It's like all
Yes.
purple.
Oh,
and, like, velvety.
yeah,
It's
okay.
like,
But it's
The
actually
bar-
clean.
the bed is
bar
like a
is
big
like a-
heart. Yeah.
No, the bar is like just a regular bar, but it's like walnut. It's a real nice looking wood, and there's a ton of options. For
It gives an
drinks.
underlying like sexy tone in this place. You know.
And behind the bar, you would see a genie, who's voiced by Harry DeLuca.
Oh, got a sexy voice.
See a lot of sexy stuff. I'm so glad you did that, Mike.
I wrote it as soon as I saw it. I wrote in my journal, "Bang Canon's mom,"
Yeah, I read that and I laughed.
or I wrote "Hit on Canon's mom."
Leave my fictional mother alone.
I messaged Mike. I was like, please hit on Cannon's mom. So funny.
Ew.
Okay.
Fine.
So, Rolland decides, fuck these guys, and he's going off to
I
visit
think-
a friend.
Does he pick up the ring?
No, he
Sorry,
didn't pick up
left.
the
I don't
ring.
think so.
I don't know if Canon's here though.
He's still peeing.
I'll wait for that. In the meantime,
Yeah.
you're all brought into the ring, and from behind the bar, oh, Kev, you brought your friends.
Hey.
Have I ever
Sick.
been in the ring? How the fuck would I
Let's
react
go.
to this?
Yeah,
I feel
so
like I've
Brelikk
never
hasn't
been
been
in
in
the
it
ring.
either.
I think Alex is like the only one that's been hanging out.
Alex, I think
Yeah.
I've been in like 3 times.
I think like 3 of you have been in here at some point. I think in the
It was the
The-
ship when people were falling. It was Khanek. It was Khanek, not Brelikk. It was Khanek. Yeah, it was just you, me, and
Alex.
Khanek.
yeah.
Yeah. I've been in like 3 times.
The only one who hasn't
Alex
been in
is
here now is Roland.
Keep
Roland's
showing
missing
up.
out.
You just keep showing up with more and more people. You know, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
I say. You can tell
Well,
he's
this
like,
place that we're in doesn't have fucking alcohol. So here we
We
are.
had to come here and get boozed up.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's what I'm saying.
Wait.
And I'll start walking to the bar.
Where are we exactly?
I think this is called like Safeguard. You heard of it? It's
Why
a
are
pretty
we
big
in...
city.
Yeah, I know what it is. Why
Oh.
are we here? Did you forget to find the stone in Gale?
What?
Oh. Yeah.
What? Mike, did you have a mission?
Mike,
Uh,
what? Mike.
You fucking dumbasses! All of you assholes keep forgetting your missions. Fucking Cannon forgot he was supposed to do shit in fucking
Gale.
Gale.
I forgot
Now
I was supposed
you
to
forgot
keep
your
Vince
stone.
not going to join.
You
That's right.
Katsu.
Katsu is the free spirit.
You know what?
What the fuck is wrong
Katsu
with
didn't
you
have an
idiots?
objective, right? Katsu did not have an objective in Gale. That we just completely undermined.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
might have.
Now
Oh,
you're saying
we've
it,
gotta
I'm
go back.
remembering it. But I mean, we looked for like 2 weeks and we couldn't find it, so I just kind of assumed it wasn't there. You know.
You
How hard
dumbass
did you
folks.
look, Kev?
I mean, you know, we were like scouring around. You know, we went to like some fucking cat people and they didn't know where it was. And then,
Yeah. I remember getting carried away by some
yeah.
really smelly brute
By the
tabaxi thing. and then
That-
the
that's
whole
the guy.
bar got trashed. You didn't tell me that you were gonna do that, Kev.
The
Wait.
bar got trashed. When was that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was 1 second I was smelling up the armpit of big tabaxi guy, and then the next, the whole bar came collapsing down, and then I was on your finger again. You gotta give me some warning next time, you know?
Oh,
We
yeah,
talked about
the-
this.
I'll explain later. But yeah, that was a whole thing.
Wait, Kev, what is this? What kind of
Okay.
stone do you need?
I'll turn back to you guys. So this is my genie. He gives me my power.
What
That's
up?
the ring.
Hi.
I completely remember the stone now. But are you sure it was in Gale?
Well, where else could it be?
Not Gale.
I guess you know better than me.
Okay, but
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Kev, what is this
You
stone do?
useless motherfucker.
I was all like that's where you found the ring, so I just figured that the stone wasn't too far from it. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's just like an assumption, and you know what assumptions do.
They get you killed.
I
Hey,
don't know.
Can I roll an insight as to if the genie actually knew if the stone was in Gale?
Yeah, go for it. Nice. You get the feeling that he wasn't 100% sure. It was just his best guess.
Okay. Okay.
Kev, what is this stone? Do you know what this
Well,
does?
I mean, not particularly. Genie just needs it, you know. It's kind of his
Or-
thing. It's his property, so he should have it back.
You don't even know why you were looking for the stone, Kev?
Well, you just said you wanted it back. You said it would like.
Kev,
do some
did you
cool
never
shit for you,
ask?
yeah.
It's
I don't
gonna
think I had
set
to,
me
you just-
free, Kev.
Oh, what the fuck?
Kev, you would-
I
Do you know anything about genies? Like, this is pretty
No,
basic stuff.
you know my background. I literally picked up the ring. You gave me my powers, and then I just started looking for a fucking gem.
Right.
Kev.
I gave you the power so that you could find the stone. What am I
Well,
giving
yeah.
you power
What
for
is
if you're
the
not looking for the
stone look
stone?
like?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, right?
Can he take the power away?
I mean, I would assume so.
I mean, I'd say that in character. Can you like evoke the power you gave Kev?
Well,
Well, let's not talk about that.
all right, let's not go there yet. All right.
Kev, if you give the stone, you won't have the powers anymore.
But that's fine. I'm doing a good thing
For what?
for him.
You don't even know him.
He's cool.
What are
He
you
gives me
talking
alcohol.
about? He doesn't know me. We're like,
Yeah,
I'm like his
we're like
best
best
friend.
buds. and we do our secret
Yeah, say
handshake.
great minds think alike, Kev. Yeah, yeah.
We do our secret handshake.
yeah, yeah.
What a
Does he know anything about you? Like, for real.
He's cool, guys. Just trust me, okay?
But,
He's cool.
Kev,
Yeah.
what's his name?
He's Genie.
Matt's just looking down. Matt's just shaking his head looking down.
Correctamundo.
It's Genie,
Listen,
guys.
listen. We don't
He's-
really. Well,
We don't point fingers here.
yeah. Listen,
But look,
I would never take my powers away from Kev. All right, you know, Kev's a good buddy. of
appreciate
mine.
Show the truth.
Someone make an insight check.
It's about just making sure we're on the same page. You know, we got to talk to each other
Exactly.
more, Kev. Communication's
Yeah.
key to any relationship.
I totally agree.
I'll like lean into Brelikk and say,
Yeah.
I think the
Check a
Genie.
cup, Kev. He hovers
Playing Kev.
a wine cup over to you.
Oh,
I think it's obvious to everyone
thank
here.
you.
But Kev,
It's kind of sad.
So, Gene, I got a question here.
Gene?
Right.
Oh, they have pet names.
I
What can I
pull
do
back
you
out-
for, buddy?
I pull back out the piece of paper that has big words saying "Soul Cage."
Uh-huh.
Now, I was reading this spell, and I mean, it seems a little necromantic for your vibe.
What?
Dear Lord.
Isn't that the one you requested?
Well, I mean, yeah. But still,
you're
thought it
not you're
would be
not you're not
nice.
digging the moral implications of it, yeah.
I'm not digging the moral implications. But what I do think, what if instead of me holding this stupid cage, I just keep it in here, and then you integrate it into the ring? Okay. Now hear me out. Once you do that, when the soul leaves the cage, where's it gonna go?
I don't
It's
know,
gonna
where-
stay in the ring, and you'll be able to give him beer.
Okay, listen, Kev.
Hypothetically worse.
This ring has an occupancy of like 7, maybe 8 people. All right.
Yeah, I know, but you just seem
I just
seem so lonely. Like, what if I could find you a friend?
Listen, Kev. I appreciate that sentiment. Really, I do. But it's. I'm not the kind of guy who gets lonely, right? I keep my own
Okay.
company pretty well, and your visits are generally enough for me. If you want me to,
Appreciate
for
that.
your benefit, I could totally
That would be
stack
nice,
up a
'cause I
bunch
don't
of
like-
cushions or something and make like a little box for him to stay in, little
That
decor.
would be nice,
for
because
the-
holding this fucking cage is like the bane of my existence.
Right, yeah, that's probably a heck of an arm workout, yeah.
Thank you.
It's his biggest concern in life right now.
All right, well, everybody, just grab a drink, find a
Yeah.
spot.
You want a drink, just let Gene know, and, yeah, just chill on out. Rest easy. Welcome to the... Did you, we got a name for this place, Kev?
Oh my god! I mean, I've never really had people here. I didn't think we
A
really
palace,
needed one.
maybe.
Right, I feel like, for, if it's gonna be a place of business, you bring your friends, you could be helpful, right? Give it a sense of identity.
Oh yeah.
It's really important in branding.
I think. What about like? And I totally just made this up. I made this up. What about like the palace?
And the Gene kind of like looks around the ring as you say this, like pillars, columns come down the sides as if to like make like it more of a Roman
It takes the sexiness out of it.
palace feel.
But
It's
it's still
still
red
it's still
velvet
got
stuff.
the red
Where's the
velvet
fuzzy
stuff
dice?
but it's kind of even in the background of his image, right? There's like these double pillars that come down. It's kind of what it is, and then beyond the ring, even though like you can't move past a certain point, there's like this wall that is looking out over like a city in sand.
All right.
Yeah, I could dig the palace. I like
What
the
about
look of it
disco
too.
ball?
It's a good vibe.
Did I hear disco ball? He like shoots up just brings down a little disco ball and it starts spinning a little bit. He's like, all right, yeah, it's too late for that. And then he like shoots it back up. We'll keep that for another night for sure.
I just grabbed a pillow.
Yeah,
And just
there's a lot.
lay it on the floor.
There's also couches and stuff.
Oh, don't be greedy, Dragonborn dude. He like throws a pillow at you with like his mind. Telekinesis.
I catch the other pillow out of the air and just slap that one under my head as well.
Oh, nice. Quick reflexes, that one.
That's it.
Duly noted. Anyway, so that's happening. Rolland, you guys are all, well, everyone in the ring is generally getting comfy. Rolland, you're leaving the church. You go back upstairs. You're walking out, and you see like a couple of members of the congregation like talking in the corner of the room. They look like priests. You don't see Eastery, but you head on out the door, and
Yep.
you're back in the rain.
Fine. Yeah, I don't suppose I could do like slick on a cloak or something.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just, make my way down. I have my armor and everything on, so if I get stopped, I'm sure it won't be too much of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, you're stepping through. You know the streets well, so you don't get lost or anything like that. And you turn down the street marked as Anvil Alley, and you continue forward. You pass one shop called the Old Guard, and you finally come upon the shop that you know that Conrad owned the last time that you were in Safeguard, which was not too long ago. Visiting Conrad, it's also been quite some time. But you would come upon a shop known as the Crucible. And you kind of... well, actually, it's pretty late. What we'll say is you go up to the door. You see light coming from underneath it. It's kind of like glowing out onto the street. There's light in the windows and stuff like that. You go up to the door and you go, do you knock?
Yeah, I'd knock for sure.
We're closed! From like behind the door.
Oh, this isn't on business. And I'll yell and I'll just knock again.
And you hear like some latches on the other side, and then the door swings
I'll
open.
Put my hood back and put my helmet under my arm.
And you see a very bushy bearded fellow with scars all along the right side of his face, and crop top blonde hair, blue eyes, bushy blonde eyebrows, and he is wearing what looks to be some very light raiment armor. Looks at you. You barely recognize the face of Conrad as he's grown one heck of a beard, and he says, I said we're close. And he like looks at you, and you see in his eyes a great lack of recognition. But you also remember
I remember,
that,
yeah. Conrad. Me, it's Rolland.
Rolland?
I put a hand on like the shoulder and I'm like, you must remember me.
And he kind of like looks down the street to the right and to the left, and he looks back at you and he blinks, and he says, this isn't a trick.
No, Conrad. Flesh and blood.
And he kind of clasps your arm and he pulls you inside and swings the door shut, locks it. He looks at you.
Seriously, start fucking.
It's good to see you, Rolland. What? Wow, I didn't recognize you.
You as well.
I didn't recognize you. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it's okay. I've been to the other side of the world and back. Maybe I've changed. And you, look at you. Starting to get old, Conrad.
Just trying to do well by myself. It's
Gesture to
been
the
hard.
shop and say, yeah, I mean, we started in that little basement with those military beds, and now look at you. Got your own shop, your own place. I'd say that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, something to be proud of. Sure.
You don't think it?
it's been a difficult transition.
Right. We here we lost Mavic.
Yeah. Heard that. Wasn't.
His illness.
I don't know.
I know I don't mean to bring you back to our training days or anything, but something doesn't sit right with me about it. They said it was illness, that the clerics couldn't heal him. What illness? We have the best in the world here. Doesn't make sense. Hoping you might know something.
They said it was some kind of bone disease. Something that made him shrink. Frail. Saw him toward the end of it. Wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy.
Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe.
Well, no, I don't think you are. But
Makes sense.
listen, come sit down. And he goes
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
over to a table by the window, and it's only got one chair by it, rickety table, and he goes back behind the front counter of the shop that he's in. You look around and there's metal plates and all kinds of various armaments, and he drags the chair back, puts it over by the table, and he sits with a thud, and he lets his arm fall on the table. Kind of the chain links of his armor clinking together.
Oh, he's wearing armor right now.
Yeah, like light armor. I don't really know what's going on in Safeguard. But what's going on other places in Rapture, I've only heard rumors. But a man like Captain Mavic doesn't just drop dead because of some unknown disease.
No. Not to mention, he wasn't even he wasn't in the soldiers front lines or anything. He was a captain of the guard.
He was a fucking defender.
Yeah.
It's casual.
You and I headed out to the front lines, and that asshole picked a comfy job up here, huh?
Yeah. He still got his mind, though. Or he did. More of a political position, I guess. Ultimately, what did him in, I think.
Think there was foul play?
I don't know what I think. I haven't thought too hard about it, just because I don't think there's anything to do about it. Let's say I have a hunch.
Right.
You're picking some awfully prominent people, dragging them out into the spotlight, trying to get to the truth of what happened. Maybe I wake up the next day with some uncurable bone disease.
Well, what better time than war? Question someone's allegiance. If everything ends, then these people, whoever they are, whatever they want, people will just be excited to be done with all of this. They'll get away with it. Scot-free.
Listen, Rolland. I got a great respect for what you did with your life. But I left the war behind. It's hard enough for me to remember to even open up in the morning sometimes.
Oh, no, you're right. You gave more than most men should ever.
This is one of the longest lucid moments I feel like I've had in weeks.
Maybe it's because it's just a little lonely around here. You gotta surround yourself with people and things that are gonna stimulate you, man.
Yeah, tried to pick up whittling. But yeah, maybe something more social.
Staying it makes it a lot easier to fuck you, Mike. Makes it a lot easier to cope with these things when you give a fuck, man. Can't give up.
Yeah. Kind of looks off past you a little bit. You see his mind wander a bit. Like in real time, you're seeing his face almost like.
Go see it.
Yeah. And then he kind of blinks like one eye after the other, and then he looks back at you. And just those few moments, like you saw kind of what he means by how bad it was. And the Conrad that you knew a while ago is definitely like barely there. And it's very sad.
Well, it's late. Technically, I'm out past curfew.
Yeah. When I catch when one Gonath roll up here and accuse me of I don't know. Yeah,
Found
you
liquor
ought
or
to
something.
stay inside during these hours. It's pretty strict stuff. Only ones out are the defenders.
Desperate times, right?
Guess so. It's been a while since it's been this bad.
Yeah, well, Destiny's gone now. And every day it feels more and more like we're alone in this. I'm only in town for a few days. I just wanted to stop by, see how you were doing.
You gonna stop by again?
Yeah. I'm just, I can't really talk about it to anyone who's not, but I'm heading back out soon. classified, you know?
Yeah. And he kind of closes his eyes and he's like nodding as you say so. He's like, yeah. Yeah. And then he stands kind of abruptly and he kind of gestures to you as if to get on out of here kind of a thing. And he says,
Yeah, I'll walk with him.
Just, you could tell he's thinking really hard.
Hey.
Just choose your fights carefully, Rolland. Sometimes you don't walk away the same, you know.
All right, well, I'll look at him and I'll just say, like, hopefully, if I pick a fight I wasn't meant to, I have the strength to get back up from it. And I'll just say, like, sort of like an exclamatory, just like, you know, by Aewa's light. And I'll, like, as like if Aewa's willing.
Aewa's light comes in, yeah.
No, but I'd like to sneak in just like a little like a shoulder like pad and like just like a lesser restoration on him with that prayer.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, and he, you know, you can see he kind of arches his back a little bit as it like courses through him, and he lets out kind of like a sigh of relief, and his eyes open, and he looks at you, and you feel like he doesn't even know, like he doesn't even remember that you just did that, but he seems comfortable, like more comfortable.
Hopefully this helps you rest easy tonight.
Yeah, rest easy, you too, Rolland. And
yeah.
He kind of unlatches the door and turns around.
Hey, just before I go, I might be swinging by tomorrow to grab some supplies before I head out of town. All right?
Okay, yeah, I'll make a note of it, I guess.
During business hours.
If I remember. Looks around and then walks.
Good night, Conrad.
Seems to just walk away. Doesn't say anything else, and you open the door. And you step back out into the streets. Very dark. Probably like 10 p.m. right now. And where do you go?
Don't get arrested, kid.
Roland's just gonna head back.
Crusade.
He's just gonna take like the long way back, sort of a thing, you know?
Yeah. So Rolland, what you come away from that with, in terms of Conrad's lucid moments, the few that he had, he seemed to. You noticed a bit of a pattern. Not that Conrad's wasn't some kind of war-bound injury.
Yeah.
But he was basically seeming to urge caution, and that just from his intuition, he didn't know much, but he felt like something was up.
Yeah, just like I'm not the only one.
And to be very, careful about how you proceed with that if you do. Like, because you know that the quest that you're on is like big picture, right? And perhaps if your suspicion were correct about any one individual being not who they say they are, or not being who they say they are, it could be an otherwise extremely difficult situation for something that is perhaps not as significant as it may seem. But these are kind of the thoughts that rattle around in your head with what Conrad has advised you with.
Yeah.
And you head on back to the church through the rain, pattering off of your cloak in your hood and sliding off your armor, giving you kind of a green gleam in the night as you move underneath the street lamps. And you're rounding the corner of Anvil Alley. Make me a perception check.
All right. Okay at those.
Yeah, so you would see in one direction after you round the bend, or it's like a, in a crossroads at Anvil Alley, like you're coming out onto a main road. You notice to the right there's a patrol of defenders, and to the left, in the direction you need to go, is the church, and you would note that the defenders are turned with their backs to you at the moment, to the right.
Like they're in between me and the church?
No, they're in the opposite direction, but you see them and you make note that they're there, but they're not aware of you.
Okay.
Just,
do they just look like they're on patrol?
Yeah.
Sure.
Could you make we'll just say a regular stealth check. Technically you're wearing armor, but
okay.
I'll say the perception check helps you keep your distance far enough to where it doesn't matter too much.
Pretty good.
No. Cannon gets arrested.
Oh.
And
I'm sure those give a stirred talking to. They know who he is.
yeah, you step and slip. Kind of makes a loud metal scrape along the stone beneath your feet, and
not very slick of Rolland.
you see one of the you look quickly to see if the silhouette, if the guards turn toward you, and they definitely shift to look off toward you, and one of them raises their hand. Halt!
I say, I'll just yell back like, of course. I'll stay where I am.
They kind of move quickly.
I
over
make
to
sure
you.
my hood's down and stuff.
Yeah, just like the guards coming to a stop, and you note that they both have
It's their
very
race.
large tower shields. Their faces are covered. You imagine one of them is a Goliath and one of them is an Azamar.
Okay.
And the Goliath seems to be the one who gave you the command to halt. And let's see here. There's the art. Oh, hang on.
Nice.
Out past curfew, Captain Zorn.
Apologies. We just got in this afternoon, and we're leaving tomorrow morning. I had to get affairs in order for our new mission from the Seraph. Hope you understand.
You realize you are not exempt from the law, Captain Zorn.
I'm an active officer on duty, such as yourself. I'm not a civilian.
No, but curfew applies to all but defenders. Were you aware of this, Rolland? Captain Zorn, sorry. That was...
I'll just say, apologies, I didn't realize the net had been increased. I've been away for quite a bit in Gale. Please, I'm just heading to the church right over there. I'll make sure to follow accordingly in the future.
We'll walk
And
with you. And they look to you and it's like, after you, Captain Zorn.
Sure.
The voice echoes through the helmet visor. And you see like the metal dripping from their face masks faces unseen behind their helmets. With what you just talked about with Conrad, your mind is very on edge with some of these people.
Yeah.
And the mystery, you know, of what happened to Captain Mavic. They kind of walk with you for a while, plates clanking against each other, tower shields at their side. You note that their shields, one is holding it in their left arm and one's holding it in their right arm, so both of their shields are facing toward you. You know this is a common practice taught within the Defender Regimen as keeping threats, keeping the shield on the threat side of you. So they're taught to use both arms, depending on the situation. And they step.
I just walk back to the church, yeah.
Yeah, and they bring you to the front, out by the circular, kind of grassy region, and the Asmar says, "Have a good night, Captain Zorn."
You as well.
And they watch you walk away. You can feel their eyes on you.
Yeah.
All the
I'll
way
head
up
inside.
until you close the door behind you. And the
I'll
rain goes down.
I'll just note this for later, I guess.
Oh, disrespectful.
The closing of the door echoes throughout the church as it's very quiet and there's no one else up in the nave where you find yourself.
All right.
And you head back downstairs.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just
kind of dripping as you do so, cleaning yourself off, drying off the best you can.
Yep. I guess I'll just sleep for the night then.
Okay. And you all, in the ring, find rest one way or another, very comfortably. Eventually, Gene stops, you know, talking, trying to disperse drinks, and you note that he kind of just dissipates when he's not needed. Rolland, you head on down to your bed. You sit, and you eventually find rest in the night.
Yeah.
You all have very safe slumbers.
So we wake up, DM, right?
We wake up, right?
You die.
Time loop. We have to figure out how we died.
Right. You wake up in a casino.
Oh no.
Spicy.
Welcome, the puzzle.
Look,
It's a funny way to start the get us back in the old campaign. Or you could just ask this.
Very sudden.
Okay, so
and Scipio's here.
yep.
Oh,
Nope.
I'll have one sarsaparilla.
Immediately dead.
I kill him as soon as I sit down next to him.
Level 5 Divine Smite.
No.
I'd do
Aaron
it.
wants his vengeance.
I cast Hold Monster on him.
You want?
So, yeah, you all wake up in the ring or in the lower sleeping area. Does anyone have any morning rituals or routines they would like to do?
I take a massive shit wherever the bathroom is.
That's my favorite.
The ring only lasts 8 hours, so as soon as we wake up, we get forced out of the ring.
Okay, so it's a kind of a rude awakening, but
Before we get blasted out, Alex will hold
Fill up on
pick
ale?
up his jug, and he will hold it like very gently. He'll put it down in a corner, and he'll kind of look around and look for the genie, and he doesn't see
the
him.
genie kind of apparates again.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
And
You want
he
him-
points. He points to the ale on the ground, and then he gives him an axe for don't touch.
Comprende. I got you, robot guy.
Or that we can get shot out of the room.
No touching, and you guys just shoot out, yeah. And you are now out in the lower sleeping area where Rolland is. Rolland, you are awoken by the clattering of all these people just arriving in the basement of this place, and Alex, especially, his 500-pound body just clashing onto the like a refrigerator being dropped from 10 feet off the ground. And it definitely wakes some other people up down the hall. It's kind of like, "Gah!" You know, like a guy falls out of bed, and another guy just shoots up, and he like, oh, and then he just lays back down, puts his head back on the pillow. Brelikk takes a morning shit. Anyone else do anything?
No.
Okay. Well, then you would head on up the stairs, yeah?
Walk
Rolling.
my ass out.
How do we make our way toward Heritage? I don't suppose we have more airships here.
We walk.
Airships, I suppose, tend to be under Gale's domain, to be honest.
Why walk when you
I
can
don't
ride?
think with the current situation in Heritage we would have a warm welcome flying in.
So, as you deliberate these things, you're coming up the stairs, and you're greeted by a line of priests, all holding...
The church is evil!
They all have guns, and they shoot you,
Got the holy
and you
hand
die,
grenades.
and that's the end of the campaign. Goodbye.
All right, well, I mean,
All right, I'm back.
good night. Oh.
Sorry, Joker moment. Anyway.
Oh,
There's a
baby.
line of priests in the Church of Aewa, and they're all standing toward you holding a different item. And
Is
this is
one of them
all-
ale?
No, this is all right
Oh,
in
damn.
front of the pews of the Church of Aewa, and you guys are kind of coming out toward the altar right now, so they're facing the altar, but ultimately they're kind of looking toward you as you come up, and Sister Eastery kind of emerges from behind them. Safeguard, Church of Aewa. Faithful few, may I hold your attention for a moment? Good morning, and all that.
Oh God. I'm not terrified.
Brelik's shitting his pants again.
Every time
His
we've
body
come
is
into contact,
creating new shit.
every time we've come into contact with any religious priests or anything, man, some weird shit happens.
That is true.
So I'm basically mentally and physically bracing myself.
We come bearing gifts from Aewa for the journey ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Supplies and the like. And she gives you all a smile and turns around toward one of the priests, and the priest kind of bows her head and hands her what looks like a white blanket.
Ooh, a blankie.
Where's the satyr friend? And you popped out of the ring, right, Kev?
Yeah, we're all out.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot you were.
Totally forgot he was a satyr.
Yeah.
I have hooves.
Yeah, everyone's like, fuck, Mike's a satyr, forgot. Clip clop, baby.
I remember the horns.
It's Kev, yeah.
Yeah, Kev.
He's got some,
Here I
he's got
am.
some- he's got some handlebars. And she kind of
Stop.
very delicately steps forward toward you and says, "A journey of this kind must be truly daunting for a young satyr such as yourself. Aewa wishes to reassure you, your mind and your body. For you, a blanket of sheep's wool.
Nice.
May you wear it
That's
always, or
cannibalism.
in times of great stress. Aewa will be there to comfort you. And she kind of presents it to you, bowing her head. Do you accept?
I will take it. Say,
It's very soft.
Insight check.
very-
Inside check.
You're like, oh.
Thank
You
you.
want
lady.
to roll an Arcana on it,
I
Kev, by
will.
chance?
I will treasure this gift with all of my heart.
I'm glad to hear
I'll
that.
walk away.
And she...
No, actually, I'll do one more thing. I'll kind of take it. I'll kneel,
Riz her up.
and
Kiss
if
her
she'll
hand.
allow,
Nah, nah.
I'll take her hand and kiss it.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
She wouldn't deny
God.
this,
Oh, the wrister.
Oh,
and I'll walk back.
Rolland is just shakes his head like,
well. That's very kind of you.
Take some notes.
She kind of smiles, gives Roland a look, and then turns back around.
I just
Grabbing-
mouth I just like give the I'm sorry look.
Yeah, kind of like your friends are silly kind of look. Yeah, and she grabs a
Is this my Isri?
yeah
No, it's a different one.
yeah
I
yeah.
assumed
Your
that was the same picture.
your foster mom is presenting gifts. It would seem. to the
Oh, you're
party.
such a cunt, Mike.
Your foster mom's hot.
It's not my fault.
Leave
I mean,
her alone.
I'm not God, alright? So, Alex, you have...
I will also kiss her hand.
No, okay, you have no ale, right? So,
Because I have no mouth.
she accepts what looks like a small basin of water from one of the priests behind her, and she turns toward you very gently, as if not to disturb the water or have it fall over the brim of the basin. Seeing as though you have unburdened yourself of all that you carry, Warforged, Aewa wishes to help shift your focus to a different source of life. For you, and she kind of cups the basin, the liquid of life, water, blessed by Aewa. May its blessings cleanse those who partake in drinking it. You might be surprised to find the life which water brings. And she bows her head and presents it to you, kind of like up to your midsection because of how big you are.
I will take this pot of water in one hand, and I will.
It's very like it's pretty full, and there's no like lid on it. It's like literally just an open like basin of water. So like you hold it very like gently, and it's so tiny compared to you.
I hold it like a tiny little teacup.
And she turns around, and she accepts another. That goes to one of the other priests, and they pass along what looks like a pouch. Son of heritage, as she seems to address Brelikk. Your people are punished by the lands which they live.
I heard a po. At first, I thought you were about to say podunk. I'm not gonna lie.
Your people are podunks, all of them. Fuck your people.
Disgusting!
They suck
Disgusting!
dick.
Die!
Your people, they suck dick. Fuck all of them.
That cat fucker. But by small and simple things do great things come to pass. For you, son of heritage, we offer growth. A small pouch of legumes. What grows for them is
Beans?
yet to be seen. And she holds it out toward you.
Yeah, you like
And
these
it's a
magic
small,
beans, bro?
small pouch of you see the inside look like multicolored beans.
No, wait. If this is the item I'm thinking of, though, it's kind of pog.
Harry?
Yeah, what's up, dude? What's up?
Harry?
What's up, dude?
Harry? Are you tearing my fucking war-ridden
Jack and the Beanstalk.
fucking
You don't like beans?
hellhole of a home into Jack and the Beanstalk
You don't like
by
beans?
giving me fucking legumes?
Mm-hmm.
They're just beans, man. I don't know. They don't even have to be magical.
I'm rolling an Arcana check.
Okay.
You're telling me you don't like beans?
Good luck, barbarian.
These are beans!
Beans? No, that's like the ram.
Hmm.
Are these the motherboards?
Are these the motherfuckers?
Beans.
What the fuck?
As far as you're aware, it's just a bag of beans, like,
Okay.
by all accounts.
I mean, then I
What
will.
did you roll?
Like, okay, like,
It's a gift from Aewa.
metagaming,
They're beans.
I'm pretty peeved.
Your
Brelikk,
beans.
honestly would appreciate the gesture and graciously
loser.
take the beans.
Excellent! She kind of like, you took a bit to make your decision. She kind of like looks up at, you know, as if to see if you're paying attention, and
It was
and then she sees you
more
accept
of
the
a it was
beans, yeah.
for Brelikk in that moment. The moment was like genuinely shock of like
Yeah.
of a gift, honestly.
Yeah.
Your finest bean.
And she smiles. A smile creases her cheeks as you accept it, and she looks down again and she nods. And then she turns back to another priest. And there is a small exchange. You can't really catch your eye on what it is. She looks around, and you note she doesn't address you as any particular thing, Khanek, but she looks toward you. And she steps forward kind of hesitantly. You've seen this look
I still
before.
give the same creepy look.
Yeah, you've seen this look before in people, and how they're somewhat uncertain of how to approach you. Yeah, just psychotic banana man stare. And
Look at me.
Does he say that? Oh
Jesus
my god!
Christ.
What is it you have to present? I have foreseen this morning.
yes, well, we felt, the congregation and I, that every journey of this kind needs a beacon, a fire which burns brightest in the darkest moments, to guide the group forward. This, and she holds out to you a small, rectangular, sleek, metallic object. It's about this big. And
Okay. A cube. A Rubik's Cube.
yeah, it's like a small rectangular prism. And she says, "This will ensure that your voice is heard. The light of Aewa will draw attention of those who matter and deter those who do not." And she offers you a smile.
I grab it.
And then she
Yes.
quickly turns and walks away.
The world will surely hear. It will wake up from this endless dream.
She
Is that what Khanek thinks?
Yeah, as she's walking away.
Okay.
Christ.
And the final thing, seemingly, as there's only one more priest, you would note. There's 5 priests and Eastery, and there's 6 of you. She grabs the final, or she accepts the final gift from her 5th priest, and she walks over to Rolland. And she says, it's this blue folded, what looks like a flag. On the front of the flag is this symbol of safeguard. And it's kind of folded in a way that the symbol is preserved, facing upward toward you. And she says, your mission has been bestowed upon you by Aewa herself, Captain Zorn. If you are to succeed, you must embody everything that she is. Carry with you the banner of safeguard, Captain Zorn. She kneels her head. Show the sons of heritage that their goals align with ours.
I'll do my best to remember the teachings.
And you accept this banner. So, for every person, minus Katsu. Didn't forget about you, buddy.
You got racism.
You note that she turns to look at the group as a whole, offers a smile, and her face kind of lands on Katsu, and the smile drops a little bit, and then she says, Aewa's blessings upon all of you.
Oh my god, he got racism!
May you be protected by her shield and these trinkets during the most perilous times. And so for Kev, you can just add a white blanket to your inventory. Alex, you can add a basin of water to your inventory. If you'd like to somehow like deposit this water into like a chamber on your person, or maybe a flask that you have, or a mug, so it's easier to carry, you may do so.
I'll transfer to one of those mugs that has like the little lever on the handle that you can lift up and it covers it.
Yeah.
I'll use one of those.
Excellent.
I don't have my my reservoir with me. It's in the ring.
Brelikk, Brelick's not here. Khanek, you can add
The Allspark.
metallic
Allspark.
Alright.
metallic object to your inventory.
Identify!
Just write Allspark, Jack. Just write Allspark.
And Captain Zorn, Rolland, you would receive the banner of the ally in your inventory.
Alright.
And she kind of says these final words to you all and smiles and bows to you, and then the congregation, the priests behind her, bow to you as well, almost like all in unison. And
Give her a wink.
then they turn and she does this, and they turn and they the priests begin going to like separate stations within the church, kind of by these separate like praying areas, and just seem to occupy themselves with their responsibilities. And Eastery just kind of turns toward the pews, and you actually note in these pews the shiny gray head of a Goliath, which you might recognize. Jorma, sitting in the pews behind this ceremony that has taken place, alone. There's no one else in the pews, it's just him.
Here to
looking
start
down,
your war,
Enemy UAV in the AO.
Jorma.
looking down toward the floor. Do you say that in character?
Yeah, I say that in character as Khanek.
Your voice carries down the pews, and you note that Isri is kind of actually stepping toward Jorma as you say this, and she kind of like
Back off, bitch!
looks back behind, and then she kind of steps to the side a little bit as if to like allow the conversation, like, you know, let the conversation kind of just happen without her interrupting anything.
Does she look nervous?
No, she just kind of
Understood.
well, you know, she doesn't seem to understand Khanek very well, but she you know, steps out of the way and just kind of
Brelikk informed us that you were looking to start your war with Safeguard. Jorma.
That's
How far back is Jack? Is he like?
his voice is carrying down the church. He's probably like 30 feet away right now.
I have foreseen the destruction upon this land. If you are to tear apart the kingdoms, we are already in dire straits.
Jorma's not gonna yell back.
I'll say, this is the House of Aewa. Take this outside. And I'll look over to
Let
Isri.
the gods bear witness to this affront.
Come on, man.
I'm sure what's her name is not too pleased of you yelling at our church. Can't get your man under control.
Yeah. Rolland will say, "What's this about inciting a war?"
The Utale people, Rolland. Brelikk informed us that the Utale people
Matt's not here to defend himself.
start a war
Which is
to
fine.
divide Safeguard even further. I do not
You
care for your
abandoned.
mortal squalor. However, if
So
we
this
are to awaken
Jorma
the
fellow-
this world,
Isri puts a hand to her chest like, oh.
So this Jorma fellow not only abandoned the gods and the opportunity to end this war, but
that
is
is
now
what-
instead inciting another front upon Safeguard between the Utale and Safeguard itself.
That is what Brelikk said.
God, Matt needs to be here, otherwise it's gonna be fun.
He does.
All right, like where's Matt?
Are we pausing, Harry?
I feel
Because
like
if
we
not,
should.
I'm
I
gonna,
feel like this
I'm
is
gonna
so
get, I'm gonna get Jorma arrested right now if you don't
Oh, yeah.
make me wait.
No, wait.
Get Jorma arrested right
we
now.
could-
Oh, wait. This
I
is
mean,
this is fucked if Matt's not here.
Like I
Right
think this
now.
is like this is
Jorma,
a
you
little
are
troll.
under arrest,
But if I'm
dumbass.
making actual in character decisions, the only thing stopping
Okay.
me from killing this man is the law.
So
I mean,
the
he's
reason,
obviously-
And you're in the
reason I say
house
this,
of God right now.
So, okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
Brelikk did literally
It's
say
one and
though,
the same,
that
Harry.
this is what happened. Like
No, but he retconned it, and you said no. That's what you said.
you can't retcon. That's what he heard. That is what
Retcon.
it is.
No, that's what-
Reroll,
Matt literally
reroll.
said, Matt said I've been up since 5 a.m. He's like give me a sec. I've been up since
Yeah, he
5
did
a.m.
say
I
that.
forgot it.
All right, fine. My character thought he said he started a war. Then my
Yeah,
character had hearing.
Yeah, that's why I said wait for
Character.
Matt to be here
Whatever.
before we just start telling starting a fucking riot off of something that Matt didn't even
Love
say.
it.
Jorma is like, he's like praying right now, right?
He's not praying. He's just sitting
So
in the
does this
church
happen?
looking down in the pew.
Like we can easily just say that didn't happen.
Yeah, just wait for.
Well, I
wait
think
for him.
I think it's the misconception's actually kind of interesting. Like if Khanek thinks
Yeah, I
that,
think
then
Yeah,
that's great.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the
Going.
misconception. Like he could do that.
Alright.
I just want Matt to be
Pause
here to
it.
like
Yeah,
have
we're
a-
pausing,
have
we're
a
pausing.
say.
Yeah. That's funny.
And resume.
What? Well,
He's obviously praying. He hasn't left the gods behind. Pause again.
pause. I said what I need to say. Unpause. Actually, never mind. Pause.
I do like the dialogue choices. I can work with it.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Someone call Matt, am I right?
Should I text him again? Maybe. He said
Yeah,
my
yeah,
name
you
this
should
time.
just be annoying. It's funny.
Matt, your character is getting assassinated. Matt, quickly.
Matt, you almost get Jorma killed. Now everyone hates you.
Can I insight Isri?
Yeah.
Just to see
Off of the
how much
kiss,
she
if she's
wants
into
to
you.
fuck. No, just to see if she wants this outside.
Yes.
I would
Wants you
assume so.
outside. Wants.
We're not that far into this scenario yet, so who knows?
I don't know. It's just a bunch of guys yelling right now.
Oh, I would assume you just want people like yelling at the church during a ceremony.
One could assume that.
Onyx decided to have the fucking. Yeah!
He's having one of his moments.
His outburst. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
He says calmly.
Yeah, he says calmly as he screams. That's one of my favorite memes.
Of course it would be.
There's a guy who does there's like a little skit about that where they read that part calmly and the whole time he just keeps improvising as if he gets more erratic.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Harry, where is Ron? Where did you put Ron Weasley?
What if I just play Brelikk?
With pleasure.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I probably said that.
Yep, I completely stand by everything that I said.
I couldn't agree more with everything that I say.
Arrest this man. And then Kev says,
Mr. Electric Head has been expelled!
oh, I love the meme of that.
No, I think it's so racist.
No, it's the penis exploding one.
Okay, that one.
No,
I always remember back then seeing the iFunny racist one. I was like, oh no, man, it's ruining this.
It's like, send this man to the penis explosion chamber and have his penis explode in this instant.
Mr. Electric this man's penis
Hey,
exploded.
some crazy stuff happening here in Safeguard, huh?
So funny.
I liked the whole thing with Conrad, man. Thanks. I improv that he was like in training with us.
Yeah.
Is he your comrade?
He was.
Conrad the Conrad.
Yeah, dude.
He once was.
Okay, there's a lot of sexual tension there.
No,
whole-
Mike.
This whole
Mike.
session is good. So
Like
much-
that's not what that fucking.
so much
means.
tension between Mike and your mom.
I can't
and
believe
the-
Cannon's
the
mom is
lady.
racist. That was crazy.
Well, it makes sense. She's a religious woman from this place.
Just
Still,
you
who would have
know,
thought Cannon's
the
mom was
things.
racist?
I would have. Hey man, if she's racist, I'm racist.
I can
You know what I'm saying?
I can change, baby. I can be
That's a
whatever.
clip.
you
That's a
need.
clip right there.
I can be a hero,
That's a clip for
baby.
sure.
I can hear somewhere and
Who the
pray.
fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does
He's
everybody
gone for a
call him?
while.
I sent him a text.
I'm gonna call
What the fuck is Matt Chortle?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh my god.
Matt.
Balls.
Matt.
We're
There you
we're
go.
role
Sorry,
playing,
I went to the bathroom.
Oh, Matt, we've been waiting on you.
Okay.
We almost got Jorma
Alright, so
arrested
recap,
and imprisoned.
recap.
Recap.
What?
Bring it back.
They
Bring it back.
finished
Bring it back.
giving.
Last time.
Recap.
No.
Reroll.
Yeah, mid session. No, They just finished getting all their gifts.
Okay.
Isri went, like all the priests dispersed, and Isri went to walk down the pews, and you noticed that Jorma was actually sitting in the pews alone, kind of watching everything unfold. And as soon as the party saw him, Khanek opened up with saying that...
And you seek to start a war to destroy and divide the lands. Jorma. Or so I'm told your name is.
He's saying this like 30 feet away from me. Like,
and I get here
Do
right
approach
as
Khanek?
Khanek says that.
you're already here.
And then again, I'll say, "Hey, take this outside. This is the house of Aewa."
I say, you mean this man abandoned his quest to stop the war, forsook the gods, and
That
now
is what Brelikk informed me.
and now is inciting a war of his own, another front on Safeguard, and you see Rolland about to like fucking blow up.
I don't
Literally,
think
he's
that,
about
I
to
do.
literally explode.
He's about to
Brelikk
go
says,
for the guards.
Brelikk says, I do not think this man seeks a war. I think he just seeks peace with his fellow Goliath. Excuse me?
You said he seeked you said he seeked to become independent from Safeguard. That is to say,
He does.
start a civil war of some sort.
To separate from one's
Roland, you would know.
neglect.
Roland would know that there was no official declaration of war. It was just they said they wanted to be independent, and Safeguard abided. They pulled their troops from the Utah nation, and
you guys
that
are
was it.
Utale and we're Safeguard, and that's that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. I say, I'll say to Jorma, your people made their choice a long time ago.
Are you guys walking up? Or are you guys still like 30 feet away just yelling?
Oh, I mean,
slowly
okay,
walking over.
I mean, I would have walked over after, mid
I think
saying like, so you
yeah.
mean this man forsook his quest, blah, blah, blah. And I would just say like, Jorma, your people made their decision a long time ago.
You can assume that they're closing on you.
And it seems like you made your own as well. Perhaps if you or the Utale choose to participate in the fight again, Safeguard would be willing to amend their relationship. But as of now, you are your own nation, and I still don't see why we would even consider helping you.
Jorma kind of looks up from the ground, kind of turns his head back towards you. He goes, I've already asked once for help. I'm not asking for your help now. Merely am sitting in the church, minding my own business before I leave. Is this typical of a captain of Aewa to harass one using the church? And I look towards, what's her name? I can't remember her name.
Rolland.
Ishiri or whatever the fuck.
Isri, yeah.
Isri. I look towards Isri.
I do too.
Apologies, until Brelikk tried to clarify. I thought my comrade was alerting me to an enemy of the state.
All are welcome here in the Church of Aewa, and there are no enemies within its halls.
Yes. I've been trying to tell them this.
Rolland just
Jorma is not our enemy.
I am the enemy. Though I do understand he embarks on his own quest. Is that correct, Jorma of the Utale?
It is.
Well, from what they say, I understand you've most likely lost some faith in the gods. But your being here in this moment tells me there is still a light to hold on to here. And she kind of reaches around her neck and she undoes a pendant and ties it off at the end.
Do it! Don't do it!
Lets it fall into her hand and she presents it to you, Jorma.
Jorma looks at it and does not reach out a hand. He just shakes his head and goes, "It's better off you keep it." I have no
See.
connection to
Her
this
eyes-
version of Aewa.
Her eyes falter a moment, and she looks at you more sternly.
Battle none.
Whether you go alone or with company, Aewa will be with you. And she kind of, holds out the pendant more sternly.
Oh, she's being that annoying religious woman.
I do not reach out. That is not true. Aewa wasn't with us before. She's not with us now. I came in
Khanek
here.
Oh, sorry, Clark.
No, said I just came in here. It was a mistake. A great man once prayed to Aewa, so I thought I would give it one last shot to see if it was truly worth it. With praying too.
And she still may, Jorma of the Utale. But you must give all of yourself, or she will not heed your call.
My people gave themselves, and where are they? All of them is gone. They gave themselves. Where was Aewa? Where were the people of Safeguard? Where are my people? I do not blame you for not understanding. As you live in this city, in these walls of this church, it is your job to believe. I do not blame you. But I cannot.
In the true faith of Aewa, Jorma, we only wish to help each other and one another. But I understand that Safeguard's priorities are not with your people in the current day and age. And I apologize on behalf of the kingdom for that.
Don't need to apologize, Isri. Jorma seems to forget that while Aewa's light is all-encompassing, she does not protect us from our own mistakes. There are lessons to be learned, and Aewa understands that as well.
A man can mourn the loss of his people, Rolland.
Not
And
mourning.
he may be bitter to those who are not lost. It is sympathy that puts us in these positions, and it is important to share that for others. Won't you please take it, Jorma? If not for yourself, then for me. I insist.
Jorma will reach out and grab it with 2 fingers. It kind of dangles it and puts it into his hand, and he'll put it into his pocket. And he goes, "Only if the people who ran the city had the same mindset as you, maybe my people would still be here.
They still yet may, Jorma. I have faith that you will succeed in your mission. And you will bring the Utale people out of that wretched land.
That is one thing we can agree on.
And she smiles and bows her head and kind of steps back. So many battles to fight. Before you all leave on your journeys, won't you pray with me for safety and protection? I don't believe you've prayed since you've been here, Rolland.
Not for myself, no.
Come. Let us show your friends. And if Jorma is willing, he may join us as well. But I will not push that point.
I wish to learn.
Mike said fuckboy. He was like, "Oh, I also believe in astrology.
Mike's a pick me.
I also
I
believe
believe
in
in
Aewa.
astrology. I also believe in
This is so
astrology."
fucked up.
Dude, this is Cannon's mom is like, "Oh, honey, tell your friends to join us for prayer before dinner." Oh, Jorma's atheist. Oh, you don't have to join us, Jorma, but feel free to, feel free to. I won't push it on you. Like, and then Mike's like, "Oh, Miss Clawson, yeah, I also believe in this." Like, holy.
Aewa's light reaches all.
Aewa! Sick!
Oh my god, you're a scum
The
fuck
fact that
bag.
Kev is
Beggar.
actually saying this is so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny. Love it.
Oh my god.
And Eastery holds out a hand to you, Rolland, and to the rest of the party, she kind of nods her head for everyone to follow, if you all would like to accept this proposal, or you may omit yourself.
So, I'm going to. Are they trying to hold my hand? What's going on? I need to know what's happening physically.
I try to hold his hand.
So, from what you witnessed when you walked in earlier, it did look as though joining hands in Kumbaya was mandatory.
Yeah. Okay. So
for-
literally, that's what I was about to say. I'll let him say. Khanek's gonna say. Oh, I have my own way of praying. I don't need to join hands in some Kumbaya circle. I speak to the gods in my own way. And I'll go to the back with near where does Jorma get up and go to the front? What's going on with Jorma?
When she talks about praying,
Mhm.
Jorma will take his leave and kind of put the pennant into his pocket.
All right, I'm gonna go
and
to the
walk
back with
towards the
Jorma,
door.
but I'm gonna signal him to like stay in the back with me.
I'm going to walk down the door.
Yeah.
I wanted. To
I'm
try
going
and get
into
a
the
moment.
storm.
I wanted to try and get one moment alone with Jorma before he leaves.
Yeah.
So
Do you
I'll
wanna
follow
try
him
and-
outside.
Yeah. You follow him.
Looks like it's Mike, his mom, and Cannon. Or Mike.
Katsu, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
they were
Oh,
racist against.
Does Katsu,
They were racist against Katsu.
accept-
I don't know if Katsu would hold hands with a racist.
Oh,
woman.
and Alex.
As-
Alex is
Hold hands with
Kumbaya.
me, Katsu.
Alex would be
as-
with Cav. Yeah, that's true.
Alex would kumbaya.
As a preface,
Alex will
I
hold
think-
Cav's hand.
as I follow Jorma out, I'm gonna say this. This is probably the last thing I'm gonna RP because I'm like falling asleep
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and like and everything.
Yeah.
So I catch up to Jorma outside and tried to signal him.
Yeah.
Does he keep going?
Signal him by verbally, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'll verbally just go Jorma.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jorma will
And you're
will
both-
stop for in his tracks and turn around.
And you're both out in the rain.
I'm
I'm
also.
assuming I see
raining?
Brelikk, and then slightly behind him it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Khanek,
it's
or-
always raining.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It
The
is
morning
always
light
raining,
is shining in. It's like God rays in the sky right now. It's sunny, but it's still raining.
I walk up to Jarma, and I'll say, first I would like to apologize for how I acted the other day. It was definitely, I was not expecting to run into any of you again after Sanctum. We may have different paths. I still respect your choice to do as you please. And I hope to see you again. Good luck.
I kind of Jorma just nods slightly and yeah, we'll say well, Brelikk, I appreciate that you understand that my quest is just, but I cannot apologize for anything I've said to you, as I
did not
stand by
expect
it.
an apology.
I hope your quest will open your eyes to this nation. And
I
all
whisper
problems.
Drama. Oh, I'm well aware this place is pretty fucked up. I wasn't trying to defend it to begin with.
Yet you
I'm
stand
not-
by it.
I don't stand by it. I'm literally not doing what they're telling me to do.
Well, and I guess you've developed a spine over time.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm glad you are not going to be an errand boy for Safeguard.
I plan to return home.
As do I.
I wish you the best.
You as well, Brelikk.
Nice.
Anything to say, Khanek, before I walk off into the storm?
Yeah, Khanek's like at the door listening to this. And then steps out for
I kind of look past Brelikk and look
I
towards
will
Khanek.
walk up as Brelikk is walking back, I'm assuming, and I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
"It seems you too have been burned by the gods." But I do have to wonder. A quest that could potentially involve the death of your people? To abandon that, you must truly have hatred in your heart for gods.
That is a fair assumption.
Then perhaps I misjudged you. We may be more alike than you think. I hope to see you again sometime, Jorma the Formal Faithful. I give you a crooked smile as I walk back into the church.
He like backs up smiling at you.
Into the darkness of the church.
After Qeynos, from the man I have no clue who he is, I kind of turn back towards the direction of my former homeland.
Mhm.
I look down and reach from my pocket, pull out the pennant, look at it, kind of give it a scoot and like kind of squeeze my hand around it, and I walk towards the storm.
Very cool. And Jorma exits the scene. And then we're back in the church. As Khanek closes the door behind him and turns to everyone gathered in position, everyone being the people that are involved. So Katsu, correct me if I'm wrong at any point, Katsu, Alex, Kev, Isri, Rolland, Brelikk? Question mark?
If everyone else is in there,
He's a social prayer.
is Khanek's in the corner praying?
Yeah, I am praying.
Yeah, kind of
But I-
centered. Yeah.
If
You two
you,
hold
yeah,
hands.
I am praying in my own way.
How do you pray, Khanek?
I'm
So, are they in their kumbaya circle yet?
Yeah,
We're in a
there's.
pew, not a circle.
Well, no, it is a circle.
God. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys are holding hands in
my
a kumbaya
God.
circle. Are you holding the hand of Cannon's mom right now?
Yeah,
I
He's
she-
holding-
assumed it was- I assumed it was that and Alex.
yeah, that-
unless
that
unless
checks
unless
out. And
unless
Rolland is
gets in between
holding
them.
Rolland is holding the other hand of Isri. So they're kind of
Yeah,
like on
I'll go.
opposite sides of her, and Roland's
Just gonna
like
choose to ignore this one.
giving him a look. Yeah. And so yeah, she encourages everyone to join hands and
I'll join hands.
Down there.
It's a priest.
yeah, bow their heads, and all your
I
heads
bow my
are
head, but at a 45-degree angle, not a 90-degree angle.
bowed
Oh
in
my
Rebel.
God.
Oh, you.
toward the center of the circle, and before she closes her eyes, she kind of looks to Rolland briefly and says, "Would you like to lead the prayer, Rolland?"
Um,
And this
Roland
can be an in
seems-
character, or this can be like a
Yeah.
we just kind of say that you pray kind of a thing.
Yeah, I would say that Roland's. I'm fine with like. Yeah, so Roland will just be. Seems like caught off guard by it almost, just because he's focused on so
It's
many.
been
other
so
things.
long, Roland.
Seems so agitated. I'm gonna.
A paladin who doesn't pray. What are we if not paladins who
Alright.
pray?
Roland will say.
Rolling a for
Roland will
charisma.
realize that it would make Isri very happy.
Yes.
And
I
he'll
think Kev knows it too.
I know.
do his best to lead a prayer. And he, with his high charisma check, he will not interlace his judgments upon the people into the room, and will simply just give a very generic and peaceful prayer that ends with a wish for safety and an end to the war.
What's the prayer?
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that to your imagination.
Yeah. No. So
I don't really know how
Roland,
that goes.
with
I'm
his
just assuming
charisma
the Hail
check,
Mary.
with Roland's charisma check, he's quite convincing and compelling with his statements and prayers. You feel as though he's digging them up, as maybe it's been a while since he's done something like this. But
Rolling charisma instead of religion check.
yeah, it's fine. The prayer is all
I
about
mean,
how charismatic you are, anyway, Matt.
I was just doing it as a.
I'm in
as a
Utah, I know.
self-check.
What? Yeah, just as a self check. But I would say that like it plays into how you speak it.
Yeah.
And it's very compelling. And at the end, when Rolland prays for safety,
You can ignore that.
you feel as though your mind drifts away from you.
Nightmare.
Nightmare, yeah. Let's see here.
And we receive the blessing of Aewa.
Let me guess, we're back with the bystander again. Hey, creepy ass fucking humanoid fucking croaking.
Despite your hands joined together with one another, each of you
We're
are
alone.
overwhelmed, by this feeling of being alone. And then you find yourself on white shores. Shapeless clouds drift across a splitting sky. You stare up to behold this oncoming troop emerging from the horizon. A rhythm of boots and banners. And their march eventually meets the shores. The hand of a stranger atop a horse reaches down toward you. An offering of aid. White foam flicks from the waves as they lap up against the rocks. And a feeling of comfort washes over you. And your heart joins the rhythm. And the feeling subsides as you are sucked into the vacuum. And your vision slowly returns with your hands still joined in a circle, and Khanek, you off to the side, as these wisps of red energy are seemingly drained from all of you, flowing into Brelikk's pack, into the Tablet of Law.
The Necromancer.
The wisps fade. And Brelikk, when you check the tablet, the engraving of Aewa hums a fiery orange.
Was the bystander etched in there?
And that is
Already
the end of the
too?
session.
Damn.
Yes.
Holy
Huul,
shit, we did it, boys.
So you don't have that tablet.
Yeah.
That
This
tablet
the
is
tablet
with
of the
Negotiator.
law.
Yeah.
Sure.
We should really find Negotiator.
And you all receive, so after the session, post-session, you all receive the Blessing of Aewa.
Holy shit.
Which you can make a feature for this, or just, add it to your stats as necessary. It is in the chat. You receive +1 wisdom, +1 AC, and +1 religion.
Alright.
I'm gonna make a note of it in my journal.
Yep.
What if I'm already maxed out at wisdom?
It can go
I
above
need to
20.
redo my entire stat block now.
Oh, baby.
Harry had like a new character.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it goes over 20.
Okay.
1-1.
Dope ass session. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm
It was a
so
lot.
tired.
Yeah, I appreciate you sticking through it to the end, Matt. That was a lot.
No problem. All right. Peace out, gentlemen.
Take it easy, dude. Enjoy your
Peace
night.
out,
man.
Matthew.
Good night.
All right, with that, I will end the stream. Thanks for stopping by if you did. VOD will be up on YouTube. We'll be back same time, same place.